Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Sex is the only thing that matter nowadays. If you're looking for some women, there's a platter nowadays. Everybody BBL, ass is fatter nowadays. But it isn't God made, that don't matter these days, I got a strong addiction. Uncle tried to tell me too grown to listen. Itching for a nut, I'm prone to fix it. Scrolling through my phone, I'm on a mission. Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Looking out my window, it's some girls outside. So I grabbed my keys, I told her get in my ride. Looking for that good sex, cause it's been a long time. She get wet, I'm trying to get on her slide. Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Sex, do it right. Sex, through the night. Good sex.
Eh. Uh, I'm sorry, I didn't take the loop off. We got down to 0 and we started back up. I hope you guys can hear me. I figured I'd jump in a few minutes early. I've been running around, as I'm sure you guys have. I sat over at Metal Complexes for a while, tried to read the chat. Man, I tell you what, they are blowing it up over there. I communicated with a couple of folks over there like Crazy Roach, but I would see them just fly by. I mean, it was so quick. Joe Isabella, what is up? Good to see all you guys. Happy Friday Night Flicks. Who knows what we'll get into tonight? The way it's looking now, and again, this is subject to change. It's y'all's recommendation, but Tuesday nights are kind of going to be a low-key, just me and you guys, whoever wants to come hang for Insomniacs, talk shit, do whatever. And then Friday nights may just be me. It may be a whole bunch of people. It may be makers. I know there's some that want to come on that I want to have on. It may be people bringing knowledge like Kyle Coonley, Cleaning Works, answering sharpening questions. It'll be more of a melting pot until we kind of find out what works. And then Saturdays, right now I have it scheduled for 2:00, which has been the last 3 Saturdays, a little members only stream that I do for a couple hours. Try to make a giveaway available during that, and we'll have just low key time. I can move that up. I don't know how to get a consensus. We don't have a ton of people who attend, so I would think if maybe if I put up a poll and I got 10 votes, I know there are a couple of people that would like to see it earlier in the morning, which I could easily do it. Because I know 2:00 is kind of the middle of the day, but it's just a low key hang. So that's kind of 3 Javon things that may drop down to 1 again. It may, you never know. We're just going to try to see what works, right? See what gives you guys a reason to come hang out, right? So if it makes sense for y'all, it makes sense for me. Lee Wolf, channel member, what is up? I need to start saying hey to a lot of you guys. I have just been chatting, which I warn you, I have been off my medication for 3 days. It gets filled again tomorrow. I don't know why they do that. It just runs depending on the month, how many days the month is. It's an ADHD thing. But anyways, hopefully I'll be able to hold it all together for you guys and make sense and not go down too many rabbit holes. But pretty fly for a knife guy. Saw him over at MC's. We got B Shady, channel member in the house. Pretty fly is always in the house, and he's always appreciated. We got brother Marco. We got brother Angelo, who needs a wrench. I need to get him one. We have channel member Fed Harrison, who has recently completed a celestial lap around the sun and had a birthday last week. So everybody give Ed a virtual hug. And then speaking of Eds, we have Ed, channel member in the house. And we got Mark Parks. Mark, I think I saw you tonight at MC's. I was not ignoring you, but I wasn't sure because I was on my phone. My Apple TV would not pull up. For some reason, if I try to hook into a stream on my Apple TV that has over 1,000 people, it will sit there and just spin. And I can do it on my phone, but I can't read chat. So if I missed you tonight, it was not intentional, and I'm glad to see you here. And Lee Wolf, always good to see you here, buddy. The Maroney, always glad to see you guys. I was just saying, and I know you probably heard me, I'll put up a poll. If I remember, I'll do it on the members page while I'm in this stream, for you guys to decide what time Saturday, if you wanted to jump in for an hour or two, is 2:00, because to me that's the middle of the day. I'm happy to do it. I could do it at 7. I don't want to step on anybody's toes like the Night's Edge, but I could squeeze it in anytime Saturday or Sunday that y'all want to, because the whole reason of me doing the little members live is to just do a hang when you guys want to hang. That's kind of the goal. And hopefully there's value that comes in that. I get value out of it every time I hang with you guys. Space Ghost, what is up? I learned something new. That's why I'm so excited that Kyle's been willing to come on. And I don't know how many of y'all sharpen. When I first got into the hobby, and started transitioning from very, very budget knives to more Civivi type knives, I got a Spyderco Sharpmaker system, which I really like to this day. I've passed that on, but it was a great system. I even bought the diamond rods for it and the extra fine rods, but it was just a system that sets everything up as a V depending on the angle. And it's kind of more of a maintenance system than a reprofiling system. And from that, I went to the workshop, bought all the attachments, did as good as I could do without the right technique, and then went to the TS Prof after watching Jared, excuse me. And I learned a lot from Jared. For some reason, Kyle has been able to give me some tips that have really translated into results. A lot of it's using my loop. A lot of it's using what I'm chasing as opposed to the burr, which is going to be a natural result of chasing the grip pattern. But I didn't always sharpen, but since I've taken up sharpening or fixed angle system sharpening, I think of it as therapeutic, as doing knife maintenance, knife videos, playing with my knives. I think of it as a natural part of being a knife guy. And I love putting a really good edge on a knife for a buddy that needs an edge. And then I love having buddies like Kyle, who I can send my A100 to, that's got a wonky chisel combination edge, and he can sharpen it up. But I think it's great having him join. I think it's great having people like David Mary and Andrew Kidd from last week join. I think I told you guys I did buy this knife. I got a very small discount on it because it's handmade, but I paid over $200 for it and feel like it was worth every penny. So much so that I reached out. Well, I didn't. I reached out and thanked both of those guys for spending the time and coming to talk about their knives. And then today, I got a text from David Mary just thanking me because he got my message. It took him a while to get back, which is understandable, but just how much he appreciated having the audience, having people ask him questions, being able to talk about his knives from Canada, the fact that there was even an interest in the US for his work, which, like Shane and I talked about, if it's a guy making knives with his hands, and he's doing it from a love and a place of his heart, that's a good thing. So I like supporting him. And he said, hey, I've got another little knife that I've got at one dealer, because he's a small time maker, guys. And I think I showed y'all. Let me share this. The knife I'm going to eventually have him make me, and it won't be anytime soon because I'm not buying knives. But this little guy right here, I love this. And I love that. I don't know if it's because they're made in Canada, but I love that they're very affordable. And I say affordable because I'm not saying other American knives are not affordable. I'm just saying it's nice to see what I consider a low price knife. So let me find what's on my text. Damn it. Let's see if I can get to my iCloud text. I don't think I can because there's a link on there that I want to go to. I want to show you a knife that he's going to send me from a dealer stock that purchased. I don't think there are many of these available, but they're little 7-inch EDC, kind of a sheep's hawk, but a very, very mild sheep's hawk. I say sheep's hawk because it's not a straight blade, but they start out at $155 in ABEL, and I think the highest price ones, $180 with the Kydex sheath and with carbon fiber handles. So let me do this. Let me kill that camera. Let me go to my text. Let me find this website. Because the one thing I'll say about the website when you go to it, depending on what your browser says, it's going to say, this website's not safe. And this website is a very old site that is I'm a digital marketing guy, so I'm going to tell you the reality of why Chrome or your browser is giving you that message. And it's not safe, but nobody's hacking it because it's a old pocket knife, fixed blade website with an old guy who's been running it, who hasn't upgraded it to an HTTPS. The S is secure, and you have to recode your site from an HTTP site, which is what he's had for the last 20 years. Not a big deal. Let me find the name of this. It's right here. New. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull up a website and just see what you think about this, because it is Fixed Blade Friday. New River Knife Works. We'll also see if these guys are in Canada. Serving. Let's see what we got here. All right. So I'm going to share this with you in full transparency to show you what I mean when you see a not secure. Now, if you're on and have been on some shady sites and you see not secure in your browser, it could be something bad. But if you're on like an older knife site or a site that you've been on for years and you see that, it just means that when I click on this URL and I paste it somewhere, it's not going to have the S. So basically what they have to do, and a lot of small people don't even think about their website. They don't realize that a lot of people use it. They don't think about Google Analytics. They don't think about their traffic or people coming into the store. So if I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see. All right, and we'll stop sharing that. I'm going to share this just to show you what I mean. So I don't want my buddy, when I sent him the link earlier, my local buddy, he was nervous, right? He was like, "Oh, this is not good. This is not safe site." I said, "Dude, what I'm doing is just pasting in the URL. So what you will see is it says HTTP. So if I grab YouTube and I put it on the same note, which hopefully y'all are not seeing. I know you're not seeing, but you'll see it in a sec. And this is just, you guys teach me shit, I'm teaching you something. So the S is where they've coded it to put a level of security on it. So when you see a site that says this site is not safe, and it's a site that one of your friends has gone to, you know, I don't think you'd want to file your credit card there necessarily, but don't think that it's a site that's just automatically going to scam you. The site that scammed me, because it was my own ignorance looking for a deal when there wasn't a deal, was an HTTPS site. It was totally legit. So what I wanted to show you, when we go to New River Knife Works, and I'm going to turn them on right now. So New River Knife Works is in, I've enjoyed browsing their stuff, and I'll show you where. I'm just kind of curious where they are. West Virginia. Okay, so they're U.S. They'll ship out of the U.S. These knives that I'm going to show you are in the U.S., so we're going to go to knives, and then I want to go down here to David Mary Custom. Now, if y'all were here Friday night, David Mary is the guy who I was talking about, who was kind of a little bit darkly or dimly lit, and he makes the knives for Andrew Kidd, the Lucky Dogs. He's the one that handmade the 19. So he's got these little river hawks, which to me don't look like the guard dog, but they've got a similar blade. They're 7-inch knives, ABEL. That one in wood, because it's Magna Cut at 62.63, and its zebra wood is 260, which is more expensive. The ABEL 7-inch is 155. And that's with Sure Touch scales, which looks kind of, not sure what that is, but there's another one with OD. Little 7-inch knives. I'm hoping this dealer is willing to send me one to check out, to share with you guys. But they're all, if I'm not mistaken, AB-L. They're all 7 inches. They do sell some leather straps. So I love the fact that the sheath comes naked, which means you can mount it any way you want to with a clip. But all these are still in stock, and I think it's because nobody's seen them. Then there's this carbon fiber one for 180. You've got pictures that show the top down, so you can see if there's a top down. They're typically liners, like on the carbon fiber. And I think if we click into these, and then like on this micarta, you can see the lime green liners. And I think most of them will have the liners because they're all priced the same. Well, with natural liners, let's see what these others say. With orange G10 liners. So, right. Let's see, one without a picture does not have liners. So it looks like the Sure Touch, even though they're the same price, are just the Sure Touch material. But, and then you can buy horizontal straps for $13, which, by the way, is exactly what I buy those exact same stripes or straps from Amazon for $12.95. And cool knife. I'm kind of interested in it because what I'm interested in, and Kyle would be the person I ask about that, but can I sharpen that? Well, I need to get my 1-inch, what are they called? Something dog Veneve stones from my buddy that are double sided, or can I get by with a 2-inch stone? Avel or ABEL. Bama Ninja Timmy, I do not know blade steel. It is actually AEB. See, I try to go alphabetical, and I'm dyslexic and just spastic. So it's AEB-L, 3/32 inches thick. So I think that's pretty thin. I don't know because I'm not good with dimensions. But it looks to me, for what I carry, what I like to mess around with, it looks like an interesting knife. Now, if I could not sharpen it comfortably because I'm scared of it, then I can always cut a choil in it. But if I can't sharpen it comfortably, which I think I can, it wouldn't be as much fun for me. Because like I say, that's part for me of the hobby. That's why after I had the TS Prof, bought the Veneve stones, which was really the best part of the investment of my entire sharpening system because it survived and it goes with me now with my TS Prof. And the stones are really the most important part. But I was able to justify investing in the TS Prof because at the time I bought the budget system, which was less expensive than a Hinderer by about $100. So it was an expensive system, but it was a system that I knew I could sharpen with my limited talent because of the rigidness and the options that the system offered. It was almost foolproof for me. I learned that it wasn't foolproof when it comes to tips because I made mistakes. Pocket metal might come on here later and show you a tip I did, but I've gotten way past that now and realized that if you're going to collect and sharpen your own older knives, because just to the contrary of me, Lefty EDC got the same system. I believe it was sent to him from TS Prof. He set it up, thought it was cool because it's a very cool system. The Blitz was when it first came out. He immediately gifted it to Backpack B because Backpack B is really into that. Crispy Critter group hugs, brother, and everybody else I miss. Paul Mills, my brother, Chris229, channel champion. What is up, buddy? Sending out knives to give away. Just, you guys are all awesome. And I'm just rambling. But yeah, whatever I was saying, it had meaning and it was somehow true. But just thoughts, right? And what I want you guys to think about, the channel members, and I know most of you channel member lives are no big deal at all. Nobody has time for that. But what time makes the most sense? Is it when you're having coffee in the morning? Is it when you're late at night? You tell me when you want the Saturday or Sunday. Right now it's Saturday, set for 2:00 because that's what it's been the last 2 weeks. You tell me what you want that time to be. I'll do a poll. Let's see if I can do it right now without taking too much time. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to comments. Let's go to content. I don't have to go to the actual channel. Sorry, guys. About to be there. We will go to, and when I'm talking to myself and staring off where it looks like I'm staring off to the corner, you don't know, but I'm not looking at the chat. I'm on another screen. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Somebody take leadership and start a spicy topic that we can talk about when I come back. So I'm going to make a little poll, and it's going to say, howdy. What is best time for channel member live? Question mark. All right. Now we're going to put in our poll questions. We're going to do text. We're going to say 2 p.m. CST, Saturday, and we'll do a parentheses, current schedule. All right, somebody's got to look at the knife tube schedule, and it'll be me, because now we've got to look at some times that are not impinging on anybody else's. So let me go to knife tube schedule. Hold on. Knife tube schedule. And we're going to look at Saturday first, Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, the 2nd, we've got 9 a.m. with Dirk warning. So that's just a new knife. So I'm not worried about that. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to put an option of 8 a.m. for you early birds on Saturday who want to have it with coffee and breakfast before anything starts. 8 a.m. It's going to take a majority because I don't want to screw somebody out of it. 8 a.m. Saturday. And then we'll find a later date. Hold on. A later time. Let me look at the knife tube schedule again. We're almost done, guys, with this, and I'll be back to talking about more nothingness. So then we've got 9:30, 10, 15, 11, 12, 1, 1. I'm not even on there. 2, Lefty. He's not on there. 7, 8, 8:30. Knees and eyes. I haven't seen Knees live in a long time. Okay. So they're 2 Saturday time. Now let's look at Sunday. So we know we've got Cole Sunday morning, but what time does he start? Because I think we could beat Cole. Let's see. If Cole starts at 11, he's at Sunday morning coffee with Dirk warning at 9. Okay, we're going to do 8 o'clock Sunday as an option. Hold on. 8 a.m. Sunday morning. That's going to interfere with some people's Sunday routines. Saturdays are cool, but they're just right after I've gone live, and I don't want you guys, I know you're tired of me already, but I don't want you guys to be just totally burned out. So let's look at what 2 o'clock Sunday looks like, or middle of the day Sunday. We got Zach at 2, Zach's at 3, 1, 11. Titanium Justin. If Zach goes live at 3, 5, we got Pocket Razors. We're going to go with those 3 choices. Let's see what else we got middle of the morning. We got the TKL Nas live. I don't want to get in touch in front of Tim and Suzanne. 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm going to throw 1 o'clock Sunday in there because I don't think Lefty really goes live every Sunday. So I'm going to throw 1 o'clock Sunday because that gives us time before Zach. I think that's right. Let me check again. 1 p.m. Or was he 2? Wait a minute. Hold on. So Zach's 3 p.m. Sunday by my, so 1 p.m. Sunday. So, if y'all are channel members, I want the most of you to be there when you can. I know you can't be there every Saturday. I know that. I get it. What is? But I want to do it weekly. I want to update the perks. I want to make it, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of the skills yet to give you bonus content. I'm not buying a lot of knives. So that kind of, before when our channel first started, I was buying 3 or 4 knives a week. I was insane. I was out of touch. But I had a lot of content, right? So now I don't have anything special. What I was doing at first is I was releasing all my videos that I would stage early to the members. And I realized real quick that my members, because you guys are great, watch the videos when I released them to you. When they would go live, 60% of the people that were going to watch them had already seen them. So they would die. They would get very few views in the first 45 minutes, which according to YouTube, that's what lets other people see the videos. I haven't figured out the method of madness, but I get some videos. Right now, I've got a video sitting on 37 views, and I get other videos with 1,000 views. There's a little bit of logic to people like a lot of knives that don't really, it's weird. And if you show the whole knife in the thumbnail and try not to be deceptive at all, you don't get rewarded for that with clicks. People, if they're interested, they might click on it. But if you say something more secretive, you're going to get a lot more people looking at the knife. Don't know why that is. But I act the same way with thumbnails. I mean, certain stuff pulls me in, but I just can't bring myself to make too funky of thumbnails. Five Door, what's going on, brother? Long time no see. The man, the myth, and the legend. If I'm not mistaken, from the great state of Texas. But I could be wrong. Kyle Coonley, good to see you, brother. I hope you got the link and you understood the crux of the messaging that I was cryptically sending you. You just read the room, buddy, and you are welcome anytime. We might have, I sent Scotch, because we haven't seen him in a while, a link, who I forgot to send a link to because it quit raining, and I want to see him again very badly, is Dark Gravity. Dark Gravity used to join us from time to time, and I've not had that fool visit in forever. And I know he's kind of doing his thing yet, but he's still such a, what I consider Americana knife dude. Let me invite him real quick. Copy. I'll text him. I texted him 2 weeks ago and he was in Chicago or something. Sorry about that. Hope you are well. Well, jump on if you have time. All right. Sorry about that, guys. And then Mad Yako might come on later tonight because Pocket Metal was maybe going to stop in. And what we'll do is that little knife I was showing you guys. Daddy Gravity. Let me tell you something, Kyle. I haven't talked to him. I talked to him. We went to Blade Show together, me, his son, and him. And he, being kind of a weird American clothes collector, which I didn't really know there was a thing about jean counts, Japanese pants, weird shit like that. But he is keyed in on the fact that he can find a lot of that stuff at thrift stores for nothing. And he's built up now a reputation. He's only been doing it for about 2 years because he was about to start a YouTube channel. I'd been urging him to because he has just so much knowledge. You know, he's one of the few guys who can stand toe to toe with anyone on heat treat. I'll put him up against anyone because he was a certified heat treater and heat treated knives for years. He doesn't care about what was written yesterday. He cares about the data that's been recorded as the recipes were followed and the different either blades or materials were subjected to their intended use to see how well those hypotheses of how well those steels would perform actually performed. So he's just a great guy. Because he lives close and Shane lives close, and we've had some wonderful lunches where they talk that shit. Because if you know Dark Gravity, he's very soft-spoken, but he's also the smartest guy in the room 90% of the time. And if you say something, stick your dick in your mouth, or just say something condescending, he'll call you out in a very nice professional way with facts. So I always felt he was a great asset. And he's the one that taught me about a year into my collecting, long before I started a channel, that, John, you're an idiot. You're buying all these less expensive knives, because I was making a collection. I wanted to fill cases with Civivis, with Kaisers, which I had to go through to appreciate the knives that I now seek out when I'm seeking out knives. But he was the one that told me, if you just, you're spending X amount of dollars regardless on knives. If you forego 7 Civivis, 8 Civivis, you can purchase that hinder that you say has been out of your range, or that knife you want to try, whatever it is, fill in the knife here. So what I will be forever indebted to Dark Gravity for is making me understand a different way to look at buying knives. And he also told me about Surrey. Fuck off. Hey, Surrey, stop. I don't trust her. Why's your little ball there, Surrey? All right. I don't like seeing her little ball or like seeing Alexa. Hey, Alexa, what's the day? You can't tell me they're not listening to us anyway. But I forgot what my point was. But whatever my point was, it was valid. Hopefully it was entertaining. Bezos is always listening. I've got Hey Google in the corner. It is amazing what an older guy like me will give up in privacy for the simplest of conveniences that I enjoyed kind of as a geek, setting them up to see what they could do. Like, watch this. Hey, Alexa, turn off my studio black light. Hey, Alexa, turn on my studio black light. So stuff like that I thought was cool. So I like to play with it. I've got Wise cameras. I like to just see what I could do with it. But at the same time, I was giving up so much of my privacy because I've had the thing just chatter on. Now you can go around each one and you can allegedly turn the mic off. Then it's rendered useless. I mean, you can't ask it, what was just delivered or when your delivery's coming or whatever the case may be. But I've got Google listening in on me. These are the biggest offenders. I don't care if it's Apple. I don't care if it's Google. I don't care if it's whoever, Android, Samsung. They're all collecting data because data is a commodity. And it's not because they want to know who Snowtrog is or who Chris229 is or who Thomas is. What they want to know is what are the things that this device is interested in. Because if it's interested in outdoor gear, knives, and fine wines, I want to make sure that I can monetize the screen space and sell the right advertisers the right ads because they know what you like. So I think it could be used for much more nefarious purposes, but the general consensus, the way I wrestled with it is before I got into the space, I would get the willies when I would get an ad for something that I'd either been looking at or I thought about before. I didn't know I was getting served the ad. But as I got into the business and started learning, it just makes sense that I'm not going to respond. Why waste a high heel ad on me or a lipstick ad on me when I'm browsing these type of sites, which build enough of a personality profile where an advertiser could determine, okay, this guy might react to this ad. This guy might react to that ad. That's the best way to do it, Snowtrod, because again, the states, we've still got separation of states, right? So they're going to have to come after you with a lot of evidence to go after something like midget pitching, fleshlight switching. You could even have a little midget porn fleshlight switching, swinging deal. And it could be going on somewhere like Iowa, and there could be no state laws against it. Paul, they can. And, the scary thing, and I won't even get into it because we've all surrendered. And you watch when Neuralink comes around and you realize that for X amount of dollars, you can simply gain access to knowledge that you couldn't learn your entire lifetime. People are going to sign up for it. It's just a matter of time. So you kind of got to go for it with caution, right? Go forward with caution. We've given that up. We've given that step up. We've chosen convenience, access to whatever information, whether it's real or not, at our fingertips for that basic privacy. And if you don't believe me, there are a bunch of people at Hezbollah will say, these fucking things are dangerous. you know, I mean, I know that there from the business I was in that a year and a half ago, there were zero touch activations of viruses, i.e., all someone, a government, CIA, Mossad, who all they have to have is your phone number. You don't have to click a link. You don't have to do shit for them to take over your device and be able to access everything you're doing and following you. And they're pretty simple hacks from what I understand. Because the network's so big. It's companies like the company I used to work for got into the mobile business because they knew they were losing a huge share of market. All they're doing is renting space on a major mobile company, which I predict that they'll eventually merge if the government lets them, but on their towers. So it's so convoluted, but there's so much, things are moving so fast. It's really kind of crazy. And I don't buy into the crazy thoughts of all the stuff going on, right? But they blew up specific fucking Hezbollah leaders with pagers that they ordered because they were scared of the other devices. So somehow those were intercepted, packed up, and then the next day something else. I mean, to me, if any power, I think that's, I'm not talking any politics. I just think that is godlike shit, right? So if somebody can do that, somebody else can do that, which just makes me think that, are we really safe? We can minimize our exposure, but we have to break the habit of constant connectivity. I don't know if y'all like me, but I've taken a couple of breaks where I've been out of pocket, had something to do, and I said, I'm not going to get on my phone, no social media. I'll talk to mom, I'll talk to dad. It was excruciating. I mean, your brain aches for just a peek, a check, see what's going on, and that's not good. We need to touch grass more, love each other, and most importantly, I can remember when it would be this time of the year, and yeah, it was uncomfortable sometimes around the dinner table, but we would talk about not just people, cults of personality. We talk about issues. We talk about, even though it was the same game, I think we need to be more tolerant. I think we need to choose fucking debate, not hate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change from my angry cat. Then I'll put in my disappointed cat because he knows y'all can't choose debate, not hate. But we're going to start with the hope of, regardless of what happens, we are all knife people. That's the bottom line. We like foolish metal shit and we dig each other's company. I know what I wanted to show y'all. And I've tried to reach my buddy A to Z, but I have a feeling he bought this at some kind of knife show or gun show that wasn't a real show, because I don't think he knows anything about it. Got a really nice leather sheath. It's got a really heavy, almost a marble handle. Damascus blade. The grinds are surprisingly even. I have not taken it outside because I haven't asked him if I could whack it to see if the heat treat's any good. But definitely a cool knife. I need to find out from him, A, where he got it, how much it cost, because it's super thick. It is it's roughly a 9 1/4 inch blade, but it's really heavy. But the heft is in the handle, which I think feels good. But I asked him, I said, hey, I'll review it, but what's the story on it? He's like, make it up. I was like, I can't do that. I mean, if it can't be purchased Well, I don't know anything about it. There's no need to really share it unless you want to sell it because it doesn't do anybody any good. It's just frustrating. But I did buy another Amazon knife. Man, Yako, what's up, brother? We do need to do a pocket check. I've quit doing those just because I'm a slacker. But I've been buying little fixed blades on Amazon that I haven't seen there before that I'm checking out. This is called a Flissa, made in China. It says it's D2. I haven't tested it yet. So it's got Flissa branding on one side. It's got D2 stamped on the other. Little thin G10 scales. Full tang with a little lanyard tube. It came with the worst tied lanyard I'd ever seen. I hate lanyards, but I took the lanyard, cut it in half, and put it on two. But it's a 7-inch little knife that's kind of set up like a spear point, kind of with the way this poon goes up. It's kind of more of a knife, but it seems to do very well. I've not taken off the sheath that it comes with because I've been just carrying it on my belt. Because, guys, this knife is $32, I want to say, in different colors. So I'll let you know how that goes. And then the other one that I really liked, I gave the Tonto away. But these little Omasias, which are Amazon knives, D2. This is my favorite. I've had all three. This is the Nesmuk. Super thin, super slicey. But they're $32.99 or $34.99. They're about 6 inches. And they make a great, they call them a neck knife because they come with a little chain, but they also come with this nice pocket dropper sheath. Whoops. That you can drop down in your back pocket or your front pocket, and it hooks up really well. So I've been very impressed with this little knife. I'm not sure if I'm going to give it away yet because I'm really enjoying it. Super slicey. Great carry. And then the other couple of interesting things that came in, I've been talking to Prometheus Lights for probably 2 years at shows and stuff. And this is their lower line, their entry level line called 4-7 lights. And this is their Quark 3, which is a aluminum bodied $16,350 is what it's got in here now. But what they sell, which is really cool, is you can buy these little body that go right here and battery kit. So you can run different batteries in here. But it's a simple, I put this cap on. This cap pops off. They send you some extra ones of these. Hold on. Let me pop it off. This way you can set it up on your table or whatever. Hold on. Let me get my little pry bar to pry it out. But yeah, they send it with these little weird anyway, I'm not going to take it out now. It's a pain in the ass. I got it on there. But that little piece of plastic just kind of covers the button so you can set it down like that. But it's a simple, I got the yellow 40, which is not my favorite. But it is very bright, very simple to operate, very light. I'm interested in some of the shorter bodies, this little section right here, because they're really cool. Haven't done a review yet, but I'll talk about those. I've enjoyed carrying it. And the other one that I don't know where it came from, I get a lot of emails, but this is one that's called a Flex Tail. And it has a little battery inside it. And you can get, it has a 67 something battery. You can get another battery that'll fit in there too. It goes right in the back. but you can charge it through here or you can charge it in a charger. But it's a super light 1.7 ounce little light with four. Hold on. Whoops. It's got moonlight, medium, high, and then it goes back to moonlight. And then you've got these special functions on the second button, which is a boost, and then it's got a strobe, which is designed to be like a self-defense strobe. Hold on. I can't get it to do. And then it's got an SOS. So the last setting, you can just leave that sitting out, and that's typing out SOS. So it's got a multifunction little USB rechargeable light, super light, so you can put it on your hat bill, magnetic end, but it comes with this little fidgety EDC skeleton thing, as they call it. It attaches with magnets. You've got this little slider thing, but what it does is you can lock this thing. Whoops. You can lock it down, and now it's a heavier. It's about 3.7 ounces. But I've got this button that I can still, whoops, if I can find the right side. Wrong side. My button, I can still push through. And then if I want to go to my emergency lights, I slide this back, and then I've got my emergency stuff, my high beam, my strobe, and my SOS. So I thought it was interesting. It's different. It's I think IPF67. You can drop it in water, but you don't want to let it sit there. And when you put this skeleton on it, it allegedly makes it more durable. Now, it seems to want to jump out of there if I drop it, but I do have a lanyard that I put on the back end of it that might keep it in here better. But kind of different. I'll do a review on that. That's the one that's currently got 37 views. So people don't give a shit. It's just okay. So tonight, I'm giving away a knife that I've experienced for the first time. A knife that's styled like this. I guess you'd call it a kukri or a folding kukri. This is an Aus 10 CMB knives Falcon. First knife I bought from CMB was their Predator. I watched Jared Nee's review on it. It was a bar lock. Super cool knife. I reached out to CMB. I have been for a while to see if I could try any of their knives. And they sent me a couple of their entry-level knives. One I reviewed that's under $30, the Falcon, or excuse me, the Lurker. And then this one that's around 50, that is Aus 10 G10, that's really micro milled. You can't really tell how well it's micro milled, but it is a very unique knife. It's got a steel backspacer that integrates into that little pinky ring, and then it's got a front flipper that's cash money. So when you put your pinky in that little ring, your thumb just naturally rests right here, which to me is a great grip. I mean, it's going to lock your hand in for whatever you're cutting, right? Drop shut, does have a fuller that you can flick or thumb flick, and I hate thumb flicking, but you can do it, even though I can't do it well. I really hate front flipping, but this has a really nicely done front flipper. So I'll send that out in the pouch. The box doesn't like to fit in the my envelopes that I send out, but the box, you don't need that anyway. That's just going to be a pain in the ass. But I'll send it. They come with a really nice pouch, really nice cleaning cloth. And this is the CMB Falcon, if you guys want to look it up. So we'll give that away sometime tonight. And then I've got something in mind for the members live tomorrow, even though it's going to be a little different, but I do have something in mind. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, I know what I was going to show you. Look what I still have. Hey, Mersal, what's going on, brother? I have tried Tuesday night. I had Rochambeau in the chat, and I said, "Hey, Rochambeau, Tri-State wants me to send this to you next. DM me your address, and I'll send it off." I got no DM. Tri-State wants me to send it to certain people, but he wants me to hold off until he gets addresses, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to keep it. I love this knife. I did not like it when it came out. I didn't hate it. It just wasn't my jam. It didn't appear to be my jam until I, like a lot of knives, carried it, used it. And you'll notice I'm not using the button. I love the button. Don't get me wrong. I just think that the frame lock is done so well and so smooth that I'm just as comfortable reaching up there for the frame lock as I am hitting that button actuated lock. Let me get my phone back up. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Come on, jerky. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do that. This sucks. Damn it. Come on, you son of a bitch. I need a producer. I need a producer to get my stuff done so I don't have to actually do it. Joseph S., what's going on? Paul, FTW, what's going on? I saw you over at MC's. Brando Picks, what is up, my friend? I've been missing all you guys. Homer Felites. We've got Meredith is in the house. MPG, EDC. I creep Sunday nights, girl. I'm in there. I'm just very, very quiet because usually I'm dozing in and out for some reason. I just do my low key there. Knife Eclectic, you are on the list, dude. I talked to him and I said, let's send it to, I can't think of a better person to have it. And I don't know why he wants reviewers to have it first because I could be done with this. I told him, I said, Cole, it will take me, if I get it on a Monday, I can have it sent out on a Friday because I'm not going to be hard using it. I can tell enough about it from the number of knives that I've handled to find out if it's worth what they're asking or not, in my opinion. I mean, if it's what it's supposed to be and it comes out looking like the prototype, that's all I have to judge it off of. I can turn it around quick. So I'm sure somebody like Rochambeau can too. I think Cole just gets so busy because I'm happy to send it anywhere. I just want him to be, I just want to, when I send it, that I send him the shipping. So when it's out of my hands and lands, I don't have to worry about it. That's my biggest, not fear, but I've been really lucky with knives. I got burned on one, but it was my own ignorance. And it was from, a big scam company. But I've never had a knife, knock on wood, get lost, get damaged. I've had them take longer. I've had them where I thought they were lost. But that's going both ways. I did have a set of these scales. As a matter of fact, these are Knoll Knives, jungle carbon fiber scales. I had one set of these disappear around Christmas last year, and they sent me out another set, and the first set never showed up, which is surprising to me because I know stuff goes missing, but I know it always turns up, and usually it takes the shipper to put in a insurance request for them to find it. John just put a bunch of Warncliffs on the site that are USA made by Axial. Let's see if they're still available. Hold on a second. EMPEDC. Let's share this. I don't know if y'all are fans of EMPEDC, but he does the my buddy A to Z has it, the US made Pulse. I've got both of the imported pulses, but this is the USA made, $259. Let's see if they're in stock. Quantity 1. Warncliffe. I think it's MagnaCut. Oh, where's the freaking, why is it not scrolling? There we go. MagnaCut 6364. Nice blade. He put a post on earlier on Instagram that he had several of those that he threw up there. And those are the Tantos, but I thought he had the Warncliffs. I thought he said the Warncliffs, these were the ones that he put up on the site. So you might check. You might send, let's see what this says. Oh, yeah, Stonewash Warncliffe, Gray Warncliffe. So they show you in the shipping. And then, you didn't hear this from me, but I did review them both. Now, this one's more expensive, the one from Best Tech. Isn't that odd? Guys, I've experienced both knives. These knives, these Best Tech EMP EDCs have less blade play than almost any other EDC out the front I've experienced. The Bowie is great, knife eclectic. It is. What just dropped? Because to me, it's more of just a slicer. Because I've got the Warncliffe too. And they're both very slicey for OTS. Both these knives are what turned me into thinking an OTF was an option. But this one has a shorter, this one has a shorter grind, which is still very sharp, but it's about halfway hollow. This guy is almost full hollow. So it's a lot slicier. And both of these, I can extract, if that's what you want to call it, and retract with my thumb, where all my other out the fronts, I have to use the side of my thumb, because my thumb's short, to pull it back in. For example, this is the OEM who makes the USA Pulse. This is Shift, Axial Knives. So you'll notice I can't use my thumb to pull that back in. I have to go up on my side and do it that way. I can deploy it, but I have to give it that side thumb. Not a problem, it's just different. But for $239, those are in stock, they're ready to ship. Y'all check out EMP EDC, and that's an American made OEM by my buddy at Axial Knives, Buddies. One of my favorite knives is their fixed blade series, their Alpine. I love this knife. I want to get it in a Tonto. I don't know why. Because for me, Tonto's probably the least usable blade. They've got a drop point that's also really sexy. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, well, I'm not going to dig for it. I'll show you my second favorite. It's just really my first favorite because it's smaller. And this is the Big Idea Company. Look out. A small EDC fixed blade. Right now, it's fantastic at $239 from Best Tech. But this knife's going to be available now, or they've already had one run in canvas micarta and magna cut, made right in Chattanooga in the USA for $300 in micarta and a leather slip. Let's look at it real quick because I want one. And they only make the one blade shape right now. But the guys, Chattanooga is 45 minutes north of me. So Lookout Mountain, this knife's called the Lookout, is somewhere I grew up around. So I'm very familiar with it. So $200 out of stock on the tie. But if we go to shop, and what's so cool about this knife is if you know anything about Big Idea Design Company, they do some really cool titanium clips. And the clip, the only thing I don't like about the American made is its leather sheath, because the sheath on the imported one is so perfect. It comes with two Kydex sheaths, and it comes with, and I'll show it to you, the clip mounted in the center, and these are going to drop so that they will be, you can mount it, it rides high in your pocket, and you can mount it right or left. So it comes with two sheaths. So micarta, magna cut, when they drop, you'll come in, they're $300 a piece. You pick your one you want. It'll show it the picture, and then you buy it. So they are handmade. But my point was, let me show you. I don't have my left-handed sheath. It's in the box. So the $200 one ships with two Kydex sheaths. But if you'll notice, you've got this T8 mounted tie clip that mounts right to the center of the sheath, which it's got very stiff retention, and it carries deep into your pocket. So if I'm right-handed, I carry it in my right hand pocket. If I'm left-handed, I switch it out. I love the way they designed the clip. I love the fact that it rides so deep. Today, I'm carrying and then y'all can tell me what you're carrying. I'm carrying my Crewwear Apprentice in my back pocket with a deep carry concealment clip, which I've started to like better than Ulti clips. I'm carrying the Tri-Stash because it just won't leave my house, even though I've offered. And my new go-to slip joint that, in all truth, I rarely open, but when I do, I love cutting with it, is my nip slip. I love my little nip slip. I love my whole nip collection. But this is a really good knife. And I think these are still available. Could be wrong. But I think they're still available. So what did everybody... Be Shady, it's such a good knife. Did you get the imported one like I did, or did you get the US one? They didn't have the US when I was looking. But I did talk to one of the two owners, and he told me, that the designer, the guy that does a lot of their tie stuff, designed this little knife in Chicago or in Chattanooga, and they did their two prototypes in Chattanooga, and they shopped it around. They looked at what it would cost them to make it. They make other stuff there, and so they had a run done to see how it would be received. It was received very well, and then they started making them in their Chattanooga facility. There's some cool pictures on their Instagram. Let me go to it. Of them doing the deal. Because I was talking to Shane about that, because I was looking at David Mary. He's my buddy in Canada who makes the knives for Lucky Dog, who I just met. He's making them for Andrew. He came on, and I met him for the first time and saw his knives. But I asked Shane, I said, what do you think about that? I mean, this guy Andrew's American. He had a relationship with a guy in Canada, didn't really have a relationship in the States. This guy makes them by hand. He made 18 knives to get started. Shane said, hey, if the guy's making them by hand and he's doing, that's hats off. I don't have a problem with that at all. And not that Shane's the end all go all, but I do appreciate Shane's perspective on how he looks at, is it made in America or is it made by hand, or what is the let me find this picture in the shop. Hold on, guys. And Big Idea Design Company has a lot of different products. I'm into their knives, but you can get lost in a lot of their other stuff, which may be up y'all's alley more. And if you ever go to Big Idea Design Company, because like this bit bar, I bought this on Amazon for like 99 bucks. Titanium. Holds 3 bits. And it's Big Idea Design Company. It's got a little D10 in it that keeps it in, magnetic. Cool tool, but I've got a 10% off link there. Just go to my link tree, and if you go to Big Idea Design Company, I think it's Javon. I forget. I think it's Javon 10, but I could be wrong. So I was trying to, on their Instagram, find this post of them quality checking this group of knives that come in, because these American ones, to me, it's something I would like, because this knife is smaller. It's bigger than my Chickadee, but it's smaller than my Boker AK1. It's smaller than my Axial Knives Alpine. It is probably about the same size as the Lucky Dog. And it's a good shape for me. Here's that. This is the Plus. I don't like this. The Bit Bar Plus has double-sided bits. I'm no bueno there because they're proprietary. And the regular Bit Bar uses regular bits. That's the Bit Bar Plus or whatever. And it's cheaper. And it just uses regular bits. So I'm a fan of it. That's the one I got. And I carry it in my bug out bag, and I keep it here on my table. So if I'm ever adjusting a knife here, it's just kind of easy to use. I've also liked this one, except I've never been willing to buy it. That's a little switchblade bit user. I'm not trying to bore y'all. I'm trying to find these knives in the shop, which are not just a controlled picture. Damn it. All right, let's do this. I'm going to kill that. I'm not sharing it, so y'all just bear with me, because I promise I'll get there. I'm doing my very best. I'm glad they're not yet content creators that just watch people live stream and do wacky shit. All right, I'm going to present. This is not where I thought it was. I thought it was on Instagram. But you can get black G10. You can get Tigerwood, Ultim, and the Natural Micarta. And I love that they're doing the Kydex sheaths. I wrote them about that. Not that they care what I think. But $250, USA made. Pre-orders open now. But what I wanted to show you guys is I thought there was a picture. Hand ground. There was a picture somewhere. Where they were hand ground them. That wasn't it. So anyway, I'm not going to obsess over that, even though I'm on no ADHD medicine and my brain goes psycho all the time. We will keep it. What MPGC Chancey McNeese over? You liked it over the McNeese, really? The Necronaut. I love Israel Bacchus as a person. He is one of the nicest guys ever since I got into the knife community. He's one of the first makers I felt like was down to earth because I hadn't talked to a lot of them, but he was just always so enthusiastic. But his designs are a little bit, and like Cole, Tri-State loves them. And I'm just not, I've never been, and I'm a big fan of Todd Knife and Tool, which is every bit as futuristically weird, but I've just never been crazy about, I saw his fixed blades, but I've never been super crazy about Arcane Designs. But that's just a personal thing. That's what's so, Roman M, is yours blacked out, or is yours one of the Friday the 13th drops from last year that was blackout crew wear, distressed black? Is that what you were carrying, Roman, or do you have like a banging one? This was part of, I got this on the secondary, but this was part of last year's Friday the 13th drop. They did an orange distressed and a black distressed in crew wear. And I love this knife. I really want to get one of his new sharks. This last week drop. All right, Roman. That means I'm going to have to check it out. See, that's the whole thing. When you get out of the knife market, it's freeing. I feel like I'm not carrying as much of a load around, chasing what I need to be focusing on, which is life, but I chase knives, right? That's what I did forever. So I was always seeing what was coming up for drop, seeing what I'd be able to move, to be able to sell, to be able to be in a position to buy. Ooh. Generation 4 blacked out L-Max. I'm going to share this and see if this is what, Roman, you're talking about, and I believe it is. I wonder if that's the one you were talking about. What a beautiful knife. Just simplistic. What I consider it is understated elegant. I think it's just one of those knife designs that people love it or hate it. I love the Oz Roosevelt. The Cortex XL is the most fine knife I felt in my hand, but the Lamia in my collection is probably my most comfortable. Bubblicious used to be so good. Do they still make that? What's so funny is we used to buy grams of opium on Dead Tour, and it looked like purple Bubblicious. Except it was darker. That's just what it looked like when you were hallucinating. Very sweet. And you sit there and you roll it into coils and drop it in a fatty. No, he had the recent Natty Wash drop. All right, going to Instagram. Bear with me. SPK. I want a shark. Oh, that's not it. SPK Alex. There we go. StreamYard, share, present, share screen. Generation 4. Let's go to Instagram. Roman, is it on this Instagram page? If I scroll up and down, do you see it? Am I going too low? I really do want to find this knife. He's done so much different. In my Gen 3. I can't tell if that's black or not. Roman, did I see it on there? Is it on? Do y'all know if it's on Instagram? Fine lines and fine point. I'll tell you what I got before Halloween, and the reason I got it was lazy, but it was to modify my purge mask so I could vape while I was live. So I invested in a small, and it makes me want to get a powerful one now, but a small rechargeable Dremel. And dude, I'm loving that thing. I'm digging the Dremel. I've gone out and I've done some, like 2 weeks ago. It's not a big deal, buddy. It's not a big deal. I just was wondering if it was on here because he puts his drops up. So if it was 2 Sundays ago, he would have posted. That's a custom. Was it black tie? And again, it's not important at all to you, nor should it be. I'm just a fucking weirdo. Ooh. And I'm one of those guys. There are people that love him. There are people that hate him. I'm a huge fan of Alex Steingraber. I like him as a person. I like his work ethic. And I like his sassiness. But that's just me. I've never had a bad problem with him. I'm sure that would change if I got burned. Yeah, it's black Anno acid wash blade. Sweet. Andrew, what is that, buddy? Were your ears burning? I was on Instagram today and I saw this exact knife posted from about 3 weeks ago. I posted it today with my daily carry because I carry it every day. But it was the same knife posted by another guy and it almost looked like it was in Europe. But this is such a great knife. I hope you're selling some, Andrew. And I hope if you guys got to watch when Andrew and David were on, this is the Ranch Dog, which is a spay blade. And they also have a Guard Dog, which is more of a sheephawk blade. Both very utilitarian, very small. What I consider EDC fixed blade excellence. Handmade in Canada, but they were designed by Andrew in America. Todd, you know what he's done with the SPKs? They used to be, they're still very rare, but they used to be, understandably so, because he was hand making them, very expensive. And since he's been using CNC, he's found a way to bring them as a completed product, if I'm not mistaken, under $200. Which, from what I understand, it's a very slicey knife. All fixed blades are different. Ooh, Ed, I've experienced the Factor. I experienced Jared Nee's Factor when he first got it, which was the Gen 1, which was probably one of the coolest for me. But then I was at Winter Blade Co.'s booth this past year, and I experienced their automatic, manual Abomination and several other knives that they've come out with that are just wonderful. Roman M, I'm going right now. SPK knives. And one thing good about Alex, I don't know if it's good or bad. Some people will say it's bad, but he goes live, if not daily, he goes live quite a bit. And he won't, I remember, and I love, consider him a friend, even though he probably doesn't consider me a friend. Brian at Transparent Eyes. I respect everything he does. I love the way he goes after people. Everybody's different. Um, so it's this one right here, Generation 4, blacked out LMAX, or did I hit the wrong one? SPK LMAX. Yeah, he's got the blacked out, and he's got the Gen 4 Dimax, which looks like, I don't know what the difference is. One's 850, one's 825. And those are the only sold out ones. So I'm guessing the blacked out LMAX Super Clean, drop point. He makes such a pretty knife. But I love the fact, getting back into Brian, I'm a huge fan of Brian and Transparent Knives. I think he is a metallurgic, heat treating, knife making savant. I think he is on another level when it comes to the understanding of different compositions and things like that. When Alex is willing to take time out of his day to respectfully disagree, that's debate, not hate. That is, and they even said, "Oh, I don't like you, but I'll talk to you about this because I feel like you're misinformed." And Brian even appreciated that. And I think it's, as a community or as a group of people or as humans or as neighbors, we should call out something when it is not seeming to be done right or done as well as possible. But it's also only fair to hear why the decision has been made to do it that way, because we, saying we're the ones on the outside saying, "Oh, that's being done ridiculously wasteful," we don't know why that's been doing that way. It could be from a absolute protect my ass because I have to type of thing. Again, it just goes back to debate, not hate. And I know that's not going to make y'all any less hateful. So I'm going to put the sad cat up there. And he's just hoping that y'all come together and see that it's all about knives. It's all about love. And we can all get along and like different stuff, like different countries, like different orientations of everything, whether it's religious backup, whether it's college football teams, or whether it's freaking political candidates, whatever it is, it don't matter. I learned in AA early on, grant me serenity for the things I can control, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So there are things that I can worry about and make a difference in, and there are things that go on periphery that are made to seem like huge issues, that when it breaks down to the end of the day, I can only do one thing. In this case, is one thing. I can go or I cannot go and vote. And to take it past that is to obsess and to rob myself of something I have no control over. Why rob myself of worry or joy for something I have no control over? Now, Tuesday night is the election, and it's when I do Insomniacs Sit and Spin. So I'm not doing election coverage. If it's something crazy and it's going on like into the night and it looks like it'll be settled, I will go live for as long as, like I always say, on Tuesday nights when it gets to be around midnight or 12:30, it seems like people are wanting to go to bed and drop off. And I'm one of those guys that right now I'm kind of doing YouTube full time just because I'm not really doing anything else. So I can stay up as late as need be. So that's one thing that I will be plugged into Tuesday night, but I won't have it like in a small screen screening unless it's get or streaming unless it's getting crazy, unless they're like riots or shit in the street or, who knows. Who who knows? I need to check. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm just checking my messages. Uh-oh. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Did I throw another A in there? It's been a while and I might have gotten it wrong. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That is it. Where's my goddamn producer? When I see GD, I'm thinking of, I'll just show you, and I'll get struck. I wish Pocket Metal was here to enjoy this. Because I do get it. I don't want that. I don't want that. God damn. I'm glad I'm not sharing. Let's do this. But when I see great GD, when I see this, give it just a second. I'm not going to project you much. I don't like the ones where they do that shit. Hold on. Let me find you something more recent that I would have gone to. Let's go to 91 with some good shit. Let's do all right, I know I'm losing y'all by the thousands. We didn't have 1,000 to start with, but we're gonna go with this one right here.
Here's why you haven't been able to stay quit from drinking. Alcoholics Anonymous has
It
less
heard
than a
me.
10%.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, why did I just get that ad? I'm convinced. I was an English major. If I found the right books, I would. I love reading. I do. I do love reading. So I'm gonna get back to this. This is not. This is in Philadelphia. I was at the show in Hampton 2 nights before this. Virginia. I'm gonna get that's what 95,000 people look like. Every night they would fill stadiums. They were Forbes top grossing touring band for ever. They're counting to 10. I promise this is the last video I'll subject you to if it's not an animal. But this is where he gets into his little rap. I was in the audience 63 times around this time. I was a little fucker with long hair. I'm not sharing shit, am I? Oh, Jesus Christ. My producer will be hired next week. So, y'all might have heard Grateful Dead lore, right? Todd, if it gets me a strike, it'll just be one where I have to clip it out. I don't think they'll hard strike me. But the cool thing about that song, I was in St. Petersburg in a coliseum with only about 9,000 people. But there's a lot to be said, and I don't know, a lot of people will call it weird or more mystical shit, but I think it's just group thought and group like psychology, because there's a place in it where he goes, put your hand in the air. Do you feel that breeze? That breeze is real love, right? So Jerry's playing a lead, Brett singing that. Everybody has their hands up. And I was in this now again, I was tweaking like everybody else was in a lot of different ways, but everybody kind of freaked out because you could feel wind coming in. And I was inside, that was outside in Philadelphia. I was inside and you could feel that shit. Like, I can still remember the way it felt. I mean, it was bizarre. I can't explain it except that you mix certain substances with a group of people that have similar uh maybe expectations, you get that kind of deal. But it was weird. MPG Mariaco, jump on. Oh, I didn't send you a link, dude. Are you leaving Magi or MPG? You guys probably hadn't had dinner out there. I know it's earlier. Let me do something real quick. And you guys need to share with me if you have any cool sharpening questions for the master, or if you have questions about a knife that you want to send off. I have a knife I want to send off. Hold on one second. Let me do something real quickly here. There's got to be a better way, because I mean, I've got an Elgato that does a lot of things with one push. I still cannot run a simple live stream without jacking it up. So I don't know what the story is there. Let's go stop. Let's go exit. So I apologize, guys. I keep saying I'll get better, and it's getting close to the 100th fucking show. So maybe this is what you're going to get. Let's go invite guests. Let's go copy. Boom. Let's go. I don't know if y'all check out Mad's live streams. I've lately started checking it out. I really kind of enjoy his channel. And, you know, I like to feature people that are doing kind of, I think, cooler things. And I know people helped me out when I was getting started. I think Knives Live probably helped me and Shane out the most, even though that was a lot of work. And I need to talk to Shane to see about getting in touch with MC for me to see if we could pull that together for late this year, early next year. MPG, have a great night, girl. I will be creeping Sunday night. If I'm conscious enough, I will try to communicate. I mistype everything on my phone because I have to do everything from my iPhone, try to watch it on Apple TV, and I will fat thumb it, say stupid stuff. Mad Yako is having a Hank special this weekend. Let me pull it up. I noticed, I noticed that said Stevie went live last night, and I didn't notice it till afterwards because it said he just ended his live, or I would have watched it. I think he was on the road. I'm going to check real quick. I know we're nowhere near. We've got giveaways, we've got guests, we've got life, but I'm not sure what their plan is for the evening. Let's see. Did I mean? No, I didn't mean satisfaction. I meant that. So last week, it does it 6 days ago. That was on Stevie's channel, so it'll be on Satisfactions. There he is. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Late night with said faction. That was 4 months ago. So let's go to my home screen. And let's go to my subscriptions. And Bees is live. I'll go tell Bees hi. I do not see said faction, but I could just be missing it, or they could not have put it up yet. In either case, we are good. But Tuesday night, we could have that could be one of the ones where I just roll into the morning if things are going nuts and people are up to hang. That's the whole thing for me is I don't have a lot of rehearsed knife content. Got a lot of kind of weird thoughts. I've got a lot of thoughts that I think are tempered by years and wisdom, and also some crazy ass thoughts, right? That are also tempered by years and wisdom. It's amazing. I can still remember vividly. High school, college, my socio makeup, right? I haven't changed very much at all in terms of the core person that I am. I've just seen different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different agendas presented different ways for the same result over and over and over. So I think you can mature or age or change in your overall belief system, and that's normal. But at the end of the day, how much is it going to matter? Thumbs up me when you feel like you can hear and see, brother, and I'll bring you on stage. The man, the myth, the legend, Brother Mad Yako joining us. What is up, man?
Hey, yo. Say hello to the bad guy.
Good to see you, dude. I tried to go to your Etsy page. I think I typed it in wrong. Can you type it in up there and share it? And I will allow it to be shared. Type it like in the extra window up there on your browser. And when you get ready, hit the present button.
Oh, okay.
And then what it'll do is it'll share it and I'll have to okay it, but I'm looking for it. And I'll throw your 25% up there.
Okay, I've got it in one of my windows.
Right now, hit the present button. Down at the bottom, there's like mute, stop cam, settings, present. See it?
Yeah.
All right, click present, and that's going to open a window where you're going to see your
see it.
yeah. When you click on yours, when you see it, there we go, and then I should be able to share it. And now you should be able to, yeah, there you go. Now you can kind of show.
All right.
I would take the website from the top, copy it, and drop it in the chat because I couldn't find it myself. I typed it wrong, but I'm an idiot.
Hey
Drop it
now.
in the chat, and I
Be
will.
easy to
Am, dude.
yourself.
I will be the first to admit it, and everybody that watches me or has watched me for a while will agree with that.
And none of us care.
No,
We all love you.
it's all who I am, dude. I do my
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, so, I've been working on these hanks for 2 months now, and I figured it's about time I just do a big sale and see if I can move some of them. This is what I have so far. This one is UV reactive. Then I'm a big flowers guy. I love flowers, but
I
we've got
think those
these flowers.
photographs good too. I think those are when I look at Hanks now, it's differently than I looked at them when I first got into them.
Yeah.
And yours look like they're very photo happy, if that makes
I
sense.
thank you for that. Yeah, I try to get a lot of bright colored stuff. I went through all of these, but that's like my signature one I started with, and
Is that kind of a Mexican blanket or Indian blanket?
it's an Abbott Fabrics, and I could get more of it, but it's like $50 because it's vintage. And I try to make most of my limited, if they say vintage or limited edition, they are that. Usually they're from like the 80s or before that. And yeah, you probably don't think of that as vintage, but it is now.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. I noticed on Amazon the other day, this is just my squirrel brain, but they're selling what looks like a Walkman, but it's the skeleton of a Walkman to play cassettes for like 115 bucks. It's just a metal case that you can stick a cassette in and play it. I mean, that shit's all coming back, man.
I should get one of those because I've got a gigantic cassette collection, but my car plays them. So why do I need one?
The only thing about a car, and I've had this happen with a Blaupunk back in the day and others, I've had some really good bootlegs because I had a bunch. I digitized most of them, but I had a ton of Grateful Dead tapes that I traded for, and they would get eaten. Just, if after a while the tape wears down, where the Walkman seems to not put as much stress on it.
Yeah, don't you hate that? God.
God,
If
dude, I
my
used
car
to fish
starts
them out
doing
with a
that, I'm gonna
pencil.
cry.
Well, I've fished them out successfully with a pencil. I've
Yeah.
gotten it out and then pulled it out to where it didn't rip, and then, like, with my finger, twisted it, and you could hear shit, when it would play through that part, but it
Yep.
would keep it intact.
Man, and my boombox on my back porch, it freaking just like it worked fine. And now this summer the tracking's all off. So I don't know how to fix that, but it's
Well, if
sad.
you think about it, and I don't have the mechanical inclination to think about it really, but when I think of analog tape or analog records, the fact that they can line up and make sound to me is magic.
Yeah.
Digital, I don't understand either, but it kinda makes more sense because I can see you digitally, so why can't I hear music? But
Yeah.
when I see, like, reel to reels or I see old Led Zeppelin or Who tapes in the studio where they're tracking shit out, it to
It
me, it's just
basically is magic.
well, I look at that, and I know people argue with me, but I look at that type of music production compared to what they're using today, and I don't think it's even comparable. I think the art was so much richer back then when they were creating sounds, which I know they're creating sounds now with different, and maybe I'm just an old timer, but slowing down and speeding up tape and learning to use a synthesizer just for a certain sound in a song, I give it credit for that. Now, again, there was a lot of cocaine involved, so I would be
Well,
probably, if I had unlimited sources and access to equipment and had the talent and was tweaking, sure, I'd be all over it.
I love the cassettes, and I think what you said about it being magic is like it is. It's electromagnetism, which is the same thing that makes this magic. This is a Winterblade factor. You know?
That is, I'd really like to take a closer look at that knife after it came out. I don't know if you know a gentleman by the name of Saigon Kick. Super
Mm-mm.
cool guy. Used to be in chats. I think he's on Instagram. I forget where I met him, but he's a modder. And
Demon Hawk!
he came up with a mod for Dimcos and other like loose bar locks where he found some high powered magnets, and he sent me. I tried it first. Both JD for EDC and I had seen his video and were trying to modify our Dimcos to where the magnets would do similar to what the Winter Blade Code does in terms of giving it detent, right?
Yeah, I
So
did that here after watching your video.
yeah, and dude, those magnets, I need to upgrade. Hold on a second.
I know. I want some stronger magnets too, and I got some.
Right here. These right here. I happen to have this bag. This is what when Saigon Kick sent me a set of scales with the magnets already in them. These are, write this down, K and J magnetics. And then the spec is disc 3/8 inch by 1/32 inch. I guess that's thickness, comma N52, comma NI. I'm going to give you a short part number when you're ready.
Okay.
D601, N as in Nancy, 52. Now, I have not purchased them yet, but I held on to this bag because I ordered some really expensive ones, earth magnets, off Amazon that came in different sizes because I didn't know what I would need to fit in my Pulsar, to fit in my Dimcos, because I have different scales on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I did wrong was I had the polarization set backwards. So I had it to where
I
they
saw
were
that.
pulling, they were
I
pulling
saw that in
towards
your
the
video.
inside. Yeah, that was jacked up, and that did make a difference. But
Yeah.
these other magnets, which I don't think are much more expensive because you can buy them like 4 in a pack as opposed to 30 in different sizes, made all the difference in the world. And
I have to do that.
he even went a step further, which I guess because all Dimcos are a little wonky, he got a little, I don't know if you've seen like a cabinet drawer stop or a door stop that's a little piece of rubber, like a little nipple.
Oh yeah.
So he has, and I don't know where he found it, but it's a little nipple that he mounted right beside the magnet that just extends past the magnet by like a 32nd of an inch. So there's no way for the blade when it's coming back in to accidentally hit the magnet.
That's great. Yeah, I should
Yeah,
get
kind of a
that. But
cool
look,
little.
I've got some detent. It's just nothing like. It's not even close to the Winter Blade's detent.
If you'll send me
It's like the Winter Blade.
if you'll send me your address, I will send you the one that he sent me that had the scales already installed, where all I had to do was put the scales on. It's got his magnet that I just gave you the number of, and that little rubber thing. You can take it apart and kind of look at what I'm talking about, how he mounted it. Now, what I've noticed is every third or fourth time I close it, it'll want to hang on one of those rubber buttons, but that could be the centering in mine, right? Or one of those rubber nipples. It's not a big deal because all you got to do is fiddle with it and it'll slam shut.
Right.
But
you're saying when it goes shut, it'll like stay like that.
No, it doesn't go that. It gets further in. It doesn't stay with the tips out, but you can tell it hasn't seated all the way because that the magnet and the little nipple is further towards the base of the back spacer. So it's not going to have it popped out of the knife. It's just one of those little things that my OCD kind of jumps with.
That's totally me too. I mean, like lock stick. It's like some people could just exist with lock stick at all times, and like it drives me so nuts.
Lock
It's just
stick,
that just when the lock sticks.
That's when it's weird because I can get past lock stick. I can get past a knife that's not perfectly centered. I hate and have a terrible time with
Scotch is here.
Scotch. I sent you a link, brother. check your Instagram, my friend. I didn't know if you were in, and I sent you a link earlier this evening. But what was I gonna say? Damn it, my brain
Before he
goes.
says that thing, if you guys want Hanks, make sure you get them this weekend because they're 25% off.
Scroll down, show some more of what you got there.
That's all I've got there, but I am going to put 2 more up tomorrow if you want to wait.
I think they're cool, dude.
Thank
I
you.
think they're very, very cool. Are you hooked up with Stevie yet? Have you talked to him any about EDC Roundtable? Is that something that makes sense? I don't know how it works. I'm
Oh,
just
I'd
asking
love
a dumb
to, but
question.
Forrest kind of fills that spot, doesn't he?
That's right. That's right. Duh. I wasn't thinking. And I didn't know how they were going there. But Forrest, I've
I don't
actually
know. I
got,
try not to step on his toes.
and that's it. I mean, we all want to be respectful to each other. And you've got because I love Joe, Master Joe to Lancelot Leather, and I've got
Oh, yeah.
several of his pieces. I'm also a big fan of Oak City Leather. I've got several of their pieces. And then I don't know if I showed y'all this, but my buddy, and he won't call me back to tell me where he found this. I'm gonna make this small for a second. But I have a feeling he found it at a flea market or something. I need to go out and whack it into some wood, but it's got like a marble handle, and the grind is absolutely even.
Look at that sawtooth on the back. It's
Look at that
crazy.
sawtooth on the back. I mean, is that not wicked? It's about 9.5. I don't know what these two little chungas are. I'm sure they're something not nice. But even though it's a heavier knife, it feels really good in hand. And he brought it by for me to review, and I said, "What can you tell me about it?" He was like, "Nothing, just make it up." And I was like, "Dude, I can't do that.
No, come on.
If there's not a place where people can buy it, or I don't care about showing knife that's not, that's just a unicorn, unless you want to sell it."
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting, and he's produced that dude. And if y'all are on Instagram, I would follow me. I could use it, but A to Z, like ATOZ EDC.
I have
Paul knows him. Paul sold him a knife before. He is the guy that goes to Blade Show with me. He wasn't really into knives when I first got into him. He kind of went on the hike with me through Penguins, through Civivis. He even bought and loves, still has a CRKT Ritual, that
Cool.
big hunky one. So we have different tastes, but he has got kind of champagne taste. So
Got
he
a
has right
CRKT.
now.
He
He wanted
sounds
me. He wanted me to review. I love that.
It's the hog
Four
sticker.
Shiros that he's got. 2 of them are limited editions, and he said, "Now, if the detail tent ball falls out on you, it's known to happen on these. It's on you." I'm like, dude, I've reviewed Shiros before. I'm not a huge fan. I don't want the fucking responsibility. I know the detent ball's not going to fall out, but I had it fall out of my null, and just am not going to go down that route with somebody else's knife.
Let's tell Lee
Paul knows
something
real
real
quick.
quick.
Tell him.
A hank is for wiping your knife off, in my opinion, or your glasses. And these are microfiber cloth on the inside, which is perfectly acceptable, eye doctor approved.
And
That's all.
I use them primarily to take pictures.
Yeah, they're great for taking pictures.
And I don't take pictures like the actual artistic people do, where they're folded up and they look good. I will just stretch a hank out, stick a few knives on it, and try to square it up. It looks terrible. And my hanks, like I was telling y'all earlier, let's see if I can get to this. I can get to this one. Hold on. So this is a good example.
Yeah, I was going to say, Paul, aren't you looking for another Rosie?
Paul sold his Rosie to A to Z.
Yeah, he's looking for another one. I've got Paul's knives right here. I've already put 2 of them away, and this is the last one I've got to review.
One of the best knives I have ever experienced was the Rosie. And then Paul let me experience his FSD Mini, which I thought was next level. And then I reviewed a simpler knife, or overviewed, from Craig, the Cortex XL, and fell in love with it.
Oh, nice. That's a nice
See a
hank.
problem with that? I mean, it's a nice hank. I'm a cat guy, but it
Well,
just
then-
kind of kills. That's a bunch of cats. So it just kind of kills the photo aspect of it. And I've got a lot of them that have like kind of cute cartoon chicks with I don't know what kind of tattoos you'd call them, maybe biker tattoos. They're cool, but they just don't photograph well.
Here's another thing that I've been working on. I'll take the hank and I'll take some Velcro and make a pouch out of it.
That is very cool. I'll tell you something, Forrest, before he joined EDC Roundtable, when he first started, I've got an old school hank that is just fabric with the Forrest Hank tag on it. And he also, I was at the time, and I'm still kind of into EDC slingshots. He made me a little pouch with just a drawstring holder. Scotch, are you ready? Thumbs up me when you're ready, partner. I see you down there, but I don't see you. I just see your room. But anyway, it was a neat little bag, and I keep my clay shot in there. You ready, brother?
Yeah.
Man,
Scott?
You know Scott.
What's up, guys?
Right? Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I haven't been on in about a month.
3 weeks. You've been busy, and you've been busy both on the knife front and on the making shit go vertical front. It looks like.
Oh, yep. Season's coming to an end. Pretty soon we'll be done.
And does that give you, I mean, are you doing a lot of planning when you're done? Or are you kind of on family R&R? I've worked hard. Now I'm going to sit and chill a little bit and do shit around the house.
Yeah, weather permitting, we'll work on equipment, get stuff ready. And then it's just kind of.
Are you doing a lot of business bidding, going out, trying to solicit shit for next year?
I don't have to do any of that. My dealers I'll start meeting with my dealers, go over for pricing next year, talk about projects.
Well, remember, you can always hire me if you want to really just fucking up your knife budget.
And then,
I've covered coast to coast and can really overpromise and underdeliver and cause you all kinds of problems. You'll make a lot of money.
Probably.
And you can always blame it back on me. And I'm really good at throwing myself on a sword, saying, I'm so sorry. I can understand how you feel that way. And thanks for telling me, because since you shared that with me, I won't make that mistake again. I hope we can continue to do business. And then I'll puppy dog them.
No, we'll go down, then we kind of run right into Thanksgiving, and then I'll take the guys, I'll take them fishing down in Oklahoma, Texas, for a week. And then we run right into December flies with Christmas. And then we go down the day after Christmas, we go down to Texas for 2 weeks. Me and my family come back. Then I go to Arizona at the end of January for a golf trip with my boys. And then by the time I get back in January, we pray the weather's starting to kind of get decent so the guys can start getting concrete done, and we'll go back to work as soon as possible then. So when you say dealers, are you working with one manufacturer's products primarily, or one? No, I work through, so the way it works, like there's dealers that sell a certain brand, and they'll sell the project, and then I'll go in and build it. So I've got about 8 dealers I work for.
Those manufacturers ever wine and dined y'all and brought y'all in? It sounds like the dealers.
Oh no, see, we're kind of, so the more the dealers sell, oh yeah, the
dealers get wine and dined.
The manufacturers wine and dine the dealers. They'll take them to Mexico or Vegas and stuff. And no, we don't get any of that stuff.
But you don't get a lot of the headaches either that they get.
No,
you're not hitting numbers.
I just get the part shortages.
Really, that just burn your time. I love your videos from the trailer, because I can tell, just because I know you, that you're not in your best place, even though you put on your best face for not in your best place. Anytime you're in the trailer, I feel like you're feeling like you could just kill somebody because somebody's caused you to be there not working.
Sometimes, yeah.
Usually, you might be taking a break there.
Yeah. I've got 6 guys that work for me, and sometimes I just get in the way. Like they pair up in teams of 2, and I'm the odd man out sometimes. So,
and you can just dip off and get something done that they don't make done, and it's all good. nothing slows down on the job. I was hoping Pocket Metal would jump in. And
I hope he does, because I have a question about a slip joint tonight.
I've got a new experiment going on the porch. I've been watching a lot of possum videos, and they seemed like fruits, like people put out fruits. So I've got a cut up apple, a nice fucking apple, dude, a $3 apple that I would not even buy myself.
So you guys have been
Apple from
talking
New
about
Zealand.
fucking possums for how long now?
Dude, I'm fascinated by them.
You
I think
are.
it's the
I have a
coolest animal besides a mountain lion.
in our old house. In our old house, in the basement, we had a door that would go out underneath the deck, and the deck was covered. And I was down. I'm always up late, and I was watching TV, watching something, and God, it just sounded horrific outside, like
scratching and shit.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I open up the door, and there's two possums just trying to kill each other. So just two fighting. And I found their hair. I mean, it was floating around the backyard for months.
Don't do that though, but you think about it, it's just like bears either fighting for pussy or fighting for food. You know, it's just territorial crap. It's funny.
Possums are migratory. They are constantly moving, so they just crossed paths.
Yeah, they were just going at it.
Well, what's wild is I've got this little weird, like a strange cat, a hermaphrodite weird cat. So the other day,
I listened to the Sit and Spin the other night, and you were talking about her.
She's bizarre, but the other night she's hanging out by the car by this cat named Yoda, because I used to have a crazy lady that lived across the street. She was a cat lady, and she fed all these neighborhood cats. And Yoda never came around. She introduced me to him one time when I was walking the dog, when the dog was still alive. I never saw it again. So I figured something happened to Yoda. Well, the other day, like Monday or Tuesday, I walk out and Tippy's laying in the driveway, and about 5 feet away is Yoda laying there. And they're just cold ass chilling. And I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. So the next day, Tippy's inside and Yoda comes up on the porch, because I leave food out there previously for the possums before I went the fruit method. And she starts eating, and Tippy wants out. And I'm thinking, well, they're buddies, you know? And so I open the door and Yoda takes off. Tippy goes flying like a bat out of hell and jumps from the end of the driveway and catches Yoda. I mean, she clears the entire street, the width of the street, and grabs Yoda around the neck. And it's like you said, Scotch, hair flying fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it was over, you know, and I haven't seen Yoda since, but I'm thinking, how could these guys be such buddy, you know, where they're just coexisting happily. And then all of a sudden, you know, I hate you enough that I'm going to try to kill you. Because it was definitely more than a fight. It was, I'm going to take you out if I can.
Yeah. I mean, one was, you could see blood. I mean, it was.
Well, possums have some gnarly ass teeth.
Yeah.
I'll show you a quick time lapse photo. Then I'm going to not show no more, even though I say that every time. And I always do. But let's see.
What is up, everybody in the chat?
I hope we still have people in the chat. I've been losing them like freaking brain cells.
So what is new, guys? What have I missed? Hold on. Let me show you this sweet. Oh yeah.
Is that a GEC?
Huh?
Is that a GEC?
No. It's a Baron Sons.
Baron Sons.
Baron Sons Barlett bottle opener.
They said it says it's made in America. Funny story. So we were out last weekend with some good friends. I've known him 25 years. And his wife's kind of on the, liberal side, but we were out to dinner and asked, we started, I made a video about it talking, but I remember how it came up. They asked us about our vacation to Tennessee. We were talking about Tennessee, and I was like, the best part was Smoky Mountain Knife Works, the largest knife store in the world. And she looked at me and she's like, why do you need a knife? And I said, I use my knife every day at work, multiple times a day at work. And I said, at home, not so much. It's a fidget toy. I cut boxes open for the wife and kids. I cut tags off kids' clothes. It's just
Open
fun.
toys. Do the whole shebang of shit that needs to be cut instead of using scissors.
Yeah,
Same
and
thing
he's kind of like, I love, he's like, I love knives, And she looks at him, and he's like, and we it's this whole kind of back and forth how he would, if he had a knife, he could cut apples for the kids, and just kind of.
And she's thinking it's a weapon. She's thinking you're going to run through a crowd of people.
And I told her, I said, it's not a weapon. I said, it's a tool. It is to cut kids' toys out of packages. It's this and that. So as soon as they left, I looked through I walked into my closet as soon as we got back to our house and we were having a couple drinks. And like, what knife can I give him? And it's the whole, okay, if he hasn't been around a knife in a while, he's the whole trying to explain locks. So they left and I got on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And I'm like, all right, we're going to go slip joint. We're going to go something easy. And he's also a fan of, good beer and likes to drink beer out of a bottle. And so I started looking for, I knew a GC would be impossible. And I was looking at Queen Cutlery, which I didn't know was a Smoky Mountain knife. Well, then it suggested Baron Sons, and I found, dude, it was like $36. So
that was the thing that really flipped me out about slip joints when I jumped into my slip joint rabbit hole, was how inexpensive I could get a relatively, not counting a Jack Wolf, but a relatively nice Rough Rider Reserve or a Baron Son. I mean, it was.
And they say this is made here in the States. And so I bought him one, bought me one, and I gave this one's a little, I could see why it's $36, but like the quality between the one I'm going to keep and the one I'm going to give him is night and day. But yeah, it'll serve a purpose. You can open a beer with it and you can cut an apple with it. And I'm hoping then that gets him down the road to something else then.
And that's how it always starts. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm talking about A to Z EDC. When I first brought over to him, like my CRKT CEO, the first knife I bought, he was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I think he bought a CRKT Ritual. So we both kind of pushed each other on, and now he's buying crazy shit. But something about, and I have, especially posting shorts, I get a lot of international people sending me tons of hate, and I don't respond to it. But like, I can't believe, like, I used to walk down the hall at work flipping a knife. I can't believe you got a knife at work. If I knew where you worked, I'd call him right now. You're a threat. So the first picture you see is Cheeto, the cat that's adopted me for treats. And you can see a possum coming up the stairs, but kind of paused out because Cheeto's there. And the next picture,
that's awesome.
The possum's coming up a little higher because it sees the food. And the third picture, the possum's like, fuck this cat. The cat does not care about the possum. They are coexisting, and they sat out there for 15 minutes.
See, that is pretty interesting.
That is, yeah.
I was out. I had 2 raccoons, a possum, and that cat all on the porch, none of them interacting like they knew each other were there. And I've watched both these cats mutilate rabbits, chipmunks, birds, fight other cats. But I think a possum's the type of thing that a cat tangles with once and realizes, I don't want to fuck with that again. And they all probably have that encounter at some point in their life early on when they're out and about. And raccoons are just nuts. I mean, there's so many videos, and I'm sure there's some gruesome ones too, but there are videos on YouTube where a group of coyotes will come up on a porch to try to attack 2 raccoons that are eating out of a dog food bowl or something. And the raccoons will go fucking flying squirrel on them. I mean, jumping off the porch, coming off the turnstile on the coyote's back. I mean, it's not even like I'm running you off. It's like, I'm killing you now. You've interrupted my dinner.
A lot of new names in the chat, man. I have been gone for like a month. I don't recognize
Oh, we got brown sugar in here. I love it when people come in. See, I thought
Yeah,
about.
no, it's good that
And
you're
that's
getting
what I want to do.
you're
I
getting
want to
some
do
new
a.
people in here.
I want to do a 24-hour, and I want to do more portrait stuff, even though people hate it. What is that?
This is from Kyle Bober Blades. He's out of California. A lot like Donnie Bless, all done by hand.
That's a pretty
No,
nice.
no CNC, no end mill.
It's just
And this,
gorgeous. And is it titanium
it's
and tin?
it's tight. No, it's carbo quartz.
Carbo quartz.
Yeah, the camo carbon people make it, I think.
Bober.
Bober Blades, yep.
What's
Bober.
quartzy about it? It looks to me like an
It's like a
orange.
carbon fiber type material.
That's the Fifth Element.
Yep.
The blade is gorgeous on it. What is
yeah.
What'd you pay for that?
$9.
Okay.
So Tanto MagnaCut, or what's the steel? It doesn't have to be MagnaCut.
RWL 34.
Even better.
It is. People dog, like, I love when people dog on steels. He was like, I like if he's like, he said, if I don't use something exotic, I use RWL 34. I'm like, perfect. I love RWL 34.
Let's ask ourselves, why do quality knife makers, and don't tell me to save money, use CPM 154, RWL? Why do they continue to use these old school steels? And I believe it's because it's effective for the task that they've created their knives for.
And it's a good steel. Because guess what? I mean, we've debated this. Good. We've debated this forever. You know,
just because there's a fad for MagnaCut doesn't mean that these steels aren't.
There's a fad for some new steel or any other steel. Old steels get looked down on, but the people that are bagging on them never use their knives. They never use. How do you know that RWL 34 isn't good? Because you heard some YouTuber say it?
It's going off of hearsay.
Because you heard some YouTuber say that RWL 34, CPM 154, man, if you haven't, and guess what? Opening boxes, that's not using it. I mean, they're fine. And it holds an edge great. I've used it at work. So I was excited because then he offered me a fancier blade. I'm like,
your knives. So
he offered me a fancy. I was like, no. I said, give me the RWL 34. I love that.
But you put your knives through the paces. I mean,
I'm not going to take this to the job site, but
no, but like
it's not because it's
cutting paper on Amazon boxes.
I carry this at the job site, but I need something that I can pry with. I need something that it's got a great, I mean, just a sick hollow grind.
I love the harpoon. I mean, it looks stunning.
Yeah.
I just sent Carco back a couple of knives, and one of the ones you'll be aware of, it's the and he had a thumb stud mod on it. It was the Daryl Ralph DDO Dominator. Are you familiar with that little knife?
Yeah, I almost bought it from him this summer.
Oh, dude, that knife with a thumb stud is so wonderful. And then the other one he had an ADV titanium integral from Andre, and my buddy A to Z bought it. The other one.
Hold on. Someone just said they look down on old. I enjoy it. Lou says I look down on old steels because my life is empty and devoid of meaning.
Lou.
That's an honest and good reason. I mean, sometimes it's just the excitement factor. Just like
Snow Trot, I love a good tool.
My ex-wife before she was my ex-wife.
3V.
Hey Lou, I love 3V.
Oh, 3V is.
The other one was a guy by the name of JRB Blades. Have you heard of him? JRB Blades is a small U.S. maker, and Carco bought this knife from him, and I didn't take it apart, but I have a feeling it's got an adjustable detent because it's got this weird, I'm going to show it to you. It's got this weird, the only thing I can figure is it's a flipper tab, but there's no way I can flip it. It reminds me of my Spyderco Akushi's flipper tab, but it's got these two torque screws right in front of the pivot, which I think it's tightened down now because it's also got a spidey hole.
Kind of like
Let me find the actual knife.
right there.
This might be the knife. No, that's got it looks like this, but it's got a blade hole and it doesn't have that kind of flipper tab. Hold on.
Well, no, I was just showing you the adjustable detent.
Yeah, the adjustable detent's this little thing right down here, and it's on both sides.
Can you fit like an Allen key in there or something?
Yeah, yes. And
yeah,
I
it's
tweaked
probably
on
got
it.
the hoe back rolling detent.
Yeah, and I think they've got it tightened up for the blade hole, but I want to find, because the flipper tab is different than any of these. It's and there's a video of him flipping it, so I'm sure he's got the detent loosened way up. Where is that son of a bitch? But it's Magna Cut. It's got a blade hole. It was a really neat knife. I'd never seen. That's what's so cool about Carco, because we traded a fixed blade, and he sent me these just to check out. They're knives just like you've got, Scotch, that I would never be exposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the knives that are my grails now, I would never be exposed to.
I pried with a $2,800 knife the other day.
But you knew it would be up for the task of prying. Because you didn't buy $28 worth of jewelry, pocket jewelry. You bought a tool.
What up, Brian?
That'll last way longer than I am around.
Brian F., what's going on, brother? I'm finding this knife, and I just want to show you guys
this at some point.
Show it, and I'll get over there in just 1 second. Here it is. Nope, that's not it, unless you made it go smaller.
Did you make it?
No, I had a friend of mine down closer to Javon made it. I think he's in Alabama.
What part of the country are you in again, Matt? I remember, but is it Arkansas?
I'm in Northern Ohio.
Northern Ohio, okay. All right, I don't see this freaking knife, but I can show you on my Instagram. What was that I just dropped? Oh, that was just a slip joint. Javon.
I will make knives, though. I will, as soon as I can.
It's proven. I think that if you have the desire and you've got the time, that you can teach yourself to do it. Shane, I think I don't believe that. I believe you have to have a skill set. And I do not possess that skill set, that manly skill set. I think guys like Shane, like people who can see themselves doing it, will be able to do it. It's this knife right here.
I want to do what Donnie does. That is so awesome. And what Bober does.
See that little flipper tab there?
Dude, that's Donnie hit me up. My knife is done. He said it'll be done tonight, and he's going to carry it for a couple days to make sure everything's kosher. And he won't let me see it now until I get it. I said, "Hey man, that's cool."
Donnie. Oh, Donnie.
See that little roller tab that looks like an Akushi tab on the back right there? Right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be the flipper. And then it's really tight right now for the hole, but it's Magna Cut. I think it's just a cool little knife.
Is that a lynch clip?
That is a lynch clip.
Does anybody want to buy a TRM Neutron 2?
I was hoping you were going to say Bulldog.
It's brand new.
What scales it got on it?
The lizard something. Titanium dragon lizard scales or something.
Oh, sweet.
Something like that. You better jump on this.
It's brand new. I bought it because Smoky Mountain Knife Works had it, and I'm like, everybody talks great about this.
Dude, it's a great gentleman's knife. The Neutron, and I've got the Bulldog too. The Bulldog's about the Neutron size. But I'm more of a liner lock fan, and I think the Neutron is their most perfect knife. And I've got the Axon. I've got the two Nerds. I've got an Atlas. I've got every TRM in the book except for a Titanium Shadow.
How much for the Neutron? With taxes, I'm in it for $380, but $350. It's brand new. Like I haven't even put it in
lizard scales.
I haven't cut anything with it.
Dude, why don't you like it? Because it's too small, it's too thin, it's too dainty for
Just
you.
weird. No, like I don't mind small knives. Like this
It's
is
slicey, but I mean, is it because it's too thin?
no, it's hold on, I'll go grab it.
Is it
It's
the
just
studs?
sitting.
'Cause I can tell you how to fix the stud problem right away with 2 little rings.
I don't mind the studs. It's just I just guess I didn't get the hype.
That happens to me a lot.
Let me tell you where I got the hype, and it wasn't as much the knife. The knife performs
The
to me.
my problem was I was never really visually drawn to it.
Hmm.
Like
Mhm.
otherwise I would have bought one a while ago, right? Like it never really did it for me. But you hear everybody and their mom say, "This is the greatest knife ever. This is the greatest knife ever." And then you see one available and you're like, "Oh, click."
Might as well try it. Yeah. What I love about them and why they're my favorite USA
It's
manufacturer,
just not for me. It's not a bad knife. It's just not for me.
they are unlike anybody else in the community I know in terms of their kindness, what they've done for individual donations,
Who says tight? What's
for
going on
people
in
who
the
are
chat?
raising money. What's up, Greg? For
Who
causes.
says tight? I don't know.
I don't know what Lee's talking about.
I don't know what's going on. No.
Sorry about your wife, Lee.
Yeah, Lee says tight hole. Be careful. Wife passed away 10 years ago. Who's he talking to?
I think he's making a joke.
Oh,
I'm not sure exactly.
okay. I'm so confused.
Not heirloomy enough. This is heirloomy.
What's up, Greg?
I'm going to talk
That is
about it.
Heirloomy. Where is Pocket? I haven't seen Pocket Metal in a month.
He's going to pop in. I know he will. Did you get your painting yet? I know we did a Halloween.
No, I haven't got my fucking painting yet.
Your painting looks awesome. It's
I
going to be
haven't seen
scheduled
it.
up.
I'm gonna fucking pay him, and he's not even gonna get toe pics anymore. It's just gonna be dick pics.
Dick pics.
Straight away.
But on Halloween, he did a giveaway. He had like 4 small skulls.
I listened. I mean, I didn't. I listened to you guys while I drive. I don't watch, but I know he does the giveaway, and you suffered through that mask like you suffered through the same mask last year. And
It
I
was exactly the same
said
mask.
to myself, God damn it. I listened to this shit last year. Why doesn't he just buy a new mask?
I almost did. I was on Amazon, but let me tell you what I did instead. I bought a rechargeable Dremel because I needed it to do some blade maintenance where I'm starting to get little spots, stuff like that, where I can just buff. But I used it to cut a hole in my purge mask so that my vape fit perfectly under my chin and would go into my mouth. So I wasn't hobbled, but it was hot. It was brutal.
I think my Dremel's like 25
If
years
someone
old.
wants the Neutron, hit me up on Instagram. I've got like 10 or 15 other knives to sell.
Guys, neutrons are not they're not rare, but they're not readily available.
Oh, got you,
and you
Lee.
can always get your money out of them.
We got lost.
And I gave them to somebody. I forget who I gave them to, but I gave like 6 sets of like Mexican blanket micarta, some really cool sets of scales. Because once you get titanium, and see, I put these little O-rings on the thumb studs. I don't know if you can see those.
I'm starting to think about it. I actually am not very attracted to the look of those either.
Well, it's not to me. It's just a laser beam. All of them are laser beams.
Yeah, and that's why I thought like everybody's like it's slicey. I've got lots of knives that are slicey. I mean,
you know what?
Any knife if it's sharp is slicey.
That's pretty
You
slicey.
probably should try to trade it for an atom. You would
Is
probably
the atom bigger?
Yes, 3.5 inches, dude. Look, they're exactly the same platform. Neutron, atom below it.
And what's up with the pocket clip?
The pocket clips, keep in mind,
I didn't put in pocket, but Jesus Christ, it's a thin knife and the pocket clip sticks out that far. It's weird looking.
Clips. And the thing about, I don't know why it has to do with the clips, but the clips work very well. But you can take these scales off without taking the pivot off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't like if you want to swap scales, all you do is you take this little screw out, this little screw out and the clip off, and the scales slide off.
Oh,
I've got several videos swapping them off, so you don't have to take the pivot out. So
I've
you
seen
can
you can buy knives like that are just skeletonized with no scales.
well, this knife operates when you take the scales out.
Exactly. Like this monster, I was just slicing through plastic banding yesterday. Not thin plastic banding, thick plastic banding, and it was just popping.
But that's what knives are for. And I think it's cool that you're in a position where you get to use a knife to what it's designed to use for. I mean, big, thick knives are designed to do big, hard use things, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Probably be looked at kind of weird.
Cold Steel 8010 is as good as they come.
Do you have did he make you a sheath too?
It's a Kydex taco.
Oh, I need to get a sheath made for that knife Shane made me. He sent it to me wrapped in cardboard and blue painter's tape.
Shane's sending me a second Joke Wolf to do a review on.
I haven't talked to Shane. I just kind of been out of it.
I'm holding out for tomorrow's live stream, see if I win Shane's a Shane knife. Otherwise, I got to buy one soon.
I talked to Shane last night or the night before.
Lou, what was that hybrid drop point Tanto, that filth scotch?
I was really curious what Shane's thoughts on this knife.
This one? The Heater MOW, Man of War.
Demonox says, talk to Lancelot Scotch. Joe. Lancelot Leather. If you're looking for something sheathy or leathery.
Talk to Lancelot. Yeah, I know. But then I got to send the knife out and I want to use the knife. And yeah, this fucking thing is just epic.
That's pretty
So
awesome.
I was curious what Shane would think about an American designer who designed a knife, who's never made one, but found a local maker in Canada to hand make the knife.
That's the Fifth Element, Lou, we were talking about, by Kyle Bober Blades.
Is that Lucky Dog knife available?
Handmade.
I don't know if they're still available. I think you might have
Handmade, like Donnie makes knives.
A few of these guard dogs.
Heater does fuck.
In my Carta and in Bone, and I think he's got some of the guard
dogs. And
dogs.
he's just a cool dude. Heater is way heirloomy. And Heater is the first. I've got another one on the way. No one knows this. But he hit me up. He hit me up. He was like, hey, man, I want to make you another knife. I'm like, I'm kind of in a no buying knife stage right now. He's like, no. He goes, you don't get to see it until you get to do the unboxing. He goes, it's just coming. I'm like, okay. But I'm down because I love this knife. So I have this one I spec'd. The colors, everything. And he's making me another one, but I don't get to see it or whatever until I unbox it.
Do you see radical differences between that and say some of your bigger Medfords? Because to me, that's the vibe I get, but I don't know enough about the custom stuff that you guys.
Because of those grooves right there, people compare it to Medford a lot, but
it looks more stridery to me.
It's very it looks sharp and pointy and herdy, but I can grip anywhere I want on this thing, and there's not like a hot spot. Like nothing hurts. I mean, the
poker,
but nothing hurts on this knife, and you can finger flick it, you can thumb flick it, or you can use the flipper tab.
Quarter-inch thick blade material that you can really just pry the shit out of anything with.
Yeah, and I'm just super. It's just unique, right? I mean, there's just so much. I've had this knife for over a month now. I'm still just fascinated by it because it's just so unique and different. Everything,
Is it an older knife or is it a more recent build?
This is brand new because he's been making knives for 10 years.
But that one's like within a year.
This is a month old.
Because it looks distressed. I know that's the intention of it.
Yeah, It was I told him I wanted the bead blasted scale like Chris Reeve is when you first get it, right? That texture Chris Reeve is. And then he blued it for me. He uses heat to color the titanium, but then it's, as I've carried and used it, it's darkening in places, it's lightening in places. Like it was all pretty much blue when I got it. And now it's kind of hard to see, but it's turning kind of bronze and it's lightening up down here.
Is the blade vulcanized? Is that what they call that? Or do they call that
He calls it the afterburner finish, and it's different than the Vulcan finish on a Medford. Like the Vulcan finish on a Medford is rough.
Thank you.
Well, this is shiny.
And it looks like it's
how he does it. I don't
really
know.
tall grind. It looks like it's slicey for as thick as it is.
Dude, it is. Yeah, it's sharp as shit.
Guys, I'm going to, while we look at knives, I'm going to throw a hashtag in the StreamYard picker, because we're going to do that. We'll do the StreamYard picker tonight to give away this CMB.
Yeah, David, it's just a fun, and I had one 2 years ago, but I bought it used. It wasn't what I wanted. Like it was a cool knife, but I didn't get to spec it right. And I sent it to Dave, and I never saw it again. So
how long did you have to wait for that knife that you spec'd? Was that
this one? I hit him up in end of June, and I had it by September something. So
that's good.
Yeah.
That's another thing. And I know
see you later, Jim. Good night.
This is a different story because it's
Jim.
Jim, put in Falcon first, and I'll give you a pass. If you win, I'll let the chat decide that we can just give it to you tomorrow. But you said you were this knife, I think, in the video. But this is my first, I guess you'd call it a folding kukri. Austin.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Get in there, Mad. Mad, throw Falcon in there.
I did. Oh, I did.
What's going on, Sharper Than Most? Welcome, welcome.
Lee, thanks for being the homeboy and buying a Hank. Also, Shane, thank you for buying 2 Hanks from me.
You guys are awesome. Supporting each other. That
you
is
guys are
the only
awesome.
way to fly.
I appreciate that. And it's like you guys knew I was an insomniac.
Kukri.
I'm going to be up anyway.
I'm an idiot, dude. This is a kukri. I had kukri on the brain. Isn't that a kukri?
Yeah.
And then the karambit is a little folding thing.
Hold that karambit up again. No, the other one.
Nope. That's a kukri. Duh. See, I told you. Not only am I retarded, and I hate to use that word, but I use it because I am. But
I need to get a karambit so I can do a history video on it.
This is a great little knife. This thing on Amazon is like $46.
Cool.
And it's drop shutty. It's got a flipper fuller, but it's got a really nice front flipper.
Should I spent like $30 on this? This is a French Duke.
Where's that degenerate pocket metal at? I just want to show him this thing. Hold on. I'm so happy.
He's in. He'll be in the chat if he gets home. He'll jump in because I messaged him earlier.
I'll be in bed by the time he gets home. He showed you my painting though. I haven't seen it in months. He used to send me updates.
It looks good. I mean,
level on up. You stole my idea. Karamkri. He's gonna make a kukri karambit.
I think he's getting I think he's looking for boxes to get things shipped out safely. You know, because that's a big thing too, to get the depth and have things to brace them.
I need to ask. Hey, Mer, are you still in here, Marisol? You got to pay. How much do you pay him? It's so annoying when someone doesn't give you a price. He says, "I'm just going to send it to you, and you pay me. You feel what it's worth." Well, what the fuck?
That is very divisive of him.
What the hell?
It's a very pocket metal thing to do.
It's worth 2 dick pics and a penny. I don't know.
Well, and that's what you give him, because that's what literally when somebody says that, they might have an expectation, but they don't expect you to have an expectation. They're saying it because to them, whether it's a knife that they're making or whether it's a painting, it's art, and they want you to have it for what you feel it's worth. Art's a different thing. It's not just a commodity. So, not to say if you lowball him, he won't hate you silently forever.
I know.
But but
You know
he
how long it
won't.
took me to
You
get
know,
on his
and
good
all you
side?
do is when you get it, you say, "Dude, I'm glad I waited for this. I really like it. What would you feel comfortable having? Please help me out because I want to pay you more than you feel comfortable for, but I don't know the art market. I don't know what, you just be honest with
Well,
him.
I'm going to send him a knife that I think he's really going to enjoy and some money. So,
I mean, I think that. Keep in mind,
he's going to get a Medford. Just kidding.
The reason he would love one, and I think he would love, even though he won't try it, I think he'd like a Jack Wolf. I think he'd appreciate it for what it is. I know it's not.
No, he wouldn't. They suck.
I still, I've got the two, and I carry my nip slip, which also is a Chinese made, that I'm sure a lot of people think suck, but I don't think.
Hey, what's up, Palmer? I haven't talked to you forever.
Palmer, we were worried about
watch Palmer,
tonight, but I thought I'd seen you Tuesday night, so I said that you were still alive. I'm glad I wasn't misleading people.
Who, me?
No, Palmer.
Oh, Palmer.
People were mentioning.
I heard you calling out his name.
I follow you on Instagram. I know you're still alive. I feel like at least one of your crew will know how to work a camera and will show a picture of the chalk outline where you fell.
Where I'm dead.
As your parting post. Yeah. Quiet carries, I don't know why they're so high. Now they're good materials.
It was fun. It's a month old now, Palmer, but I've been wearing it every day at work, and now it's fucking. I need to find something to get under the bezel to clean.
Let's see how many people we've got. 38 people have entered. We have roughly 70 in the house. So anybody that wants either to gift, to get, I'll ship this out tomorrow. If you email me, it comes in a really nice pouch. I usually never brag on pouches, but these CMB pouches have fleece material inside them.
The bezel insert or the whole bezel? I'm not gonna mess with that, Palmer. I'm just gonna use a Q-tip or a piece of paper or something.
You need to get a $19.95. I'll send you a link. It'll be an affiliate link. So I will make like 75 cents if you buy it. But you need this little rechargeable Dremel just for the polishing tips, where you can put whether you use flits or whether you use Wicked Clean, anything that you're trying to clean up, you can. And if you need to cut in a tutorial, you can.
No, what's up, bro? If I win that road, someone did that one time on one of your lives. I don't think I want to pop the bezel off.
Do you have to have a special tool to do that? Don't you have to have a special?
I don't know. Palmer says I think he's just trying to get me to fuck it up. But if I don't get my watch, you're going to use Javon's Dremel thing on that watch. Yeah, I
didn't think you were talking about a watch. Do not use a little Dremel thing.
No, anything I do, like, I'm surprised. Like, I have literally worn this every day since I got it on the job site, and I've only put a couple scratches on it.
I'm going to take a second just to talk about how strong Amazon's return program is. So as you guys know, I've gotten into the little drone.
You got the flashlight version.
I've gotten into the little drone fetish. Well, I've gone through one of these that I wrecked, and it got a bunch of hair around the propeller, and you can't take it apart. So I had to like pry the top off of it to make it fly again. And I was like, fuck that. And I sent it back to Amazon. They sent me a new one. This little guy, I flew into one of my cased openings and it just shattered. It was going probably 14 miles per hour and it just came to pieces. And I sent the pieces back in a bag and they sent me another one. So I know Amazon is thought of as worse than Walmart, but if you want to try something that you know you need to send back or may need to send back, they're strong. And I found a new way to send shit back where I can go to Whole Foods now. I don't even have to put it in a box. I can just go scan the little thing on my phone and drop it in a plastic bag that's there and stick a sticker on it and drop it in a little like library return thing, which y'all probably don't remember what those are like. Kathleen says Barbarian was talking about how to clean bezels on his live today, Scotch.
What'd you say?
Kathleen says Barbarian was talking about how to clean bezels on his live today.
It's not on the bezel. It's just like under, like right against the, you're never going to see it on showing it, but like, I just noticed it. Like I haven't really looked like between the bezel. Where am I? Right underneath the bezel. And it's just, there's just dirt in there.
Grime.
Yeah. Just
you need to get an Apple iPhone cleaning tool. They have like, they're round and they've got like 6 little attachments, little brushes and little things to get in like your speakers. And they'd probably be small enough to get into your watch. And none of them are steel. They're just nylon bristles. And
what's that? What's that? KPL, don't they make those? Man, this thing is disgusting. I have
the KPL.
I take better care of it.
The KPL sticks. Don't buy
not the slick, but don't they make little like cleaning picks?
Don't buy any of these. I'll send you. You can buy these from KPL.
Yeah.
And I'm an affiliate with KPL, and these are like 15 for 30. I bought 7,000 on Amazon for $9.99. They're identical. Ooh. So I'll send you a pack of these if you would like them. They come packs of like 50, and I've got like, what's 7,000 divided by 50? I've got a fuckload of packs. So would you like a pack to try on your bezels? Scotch.
Well, I'm sorry. I was trying to read what?
You want me to send you a pack of these tomorrow?
Yeah, man. I think that would fit. Everybody's like, too expensive. Todd Carr says, don't buy those. Hit up Amazon. Yeah, I haven't really looked. I just did. Honestly, I didn't even really notice until.
And I'm going to send you a pack.
I've got some grime in there.
I'll show you.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, it's a tool watch, so.
Hold on.
I wear it on a construction site every day, so.
And by the way, those are the Amazon ones that I just showed you.
I could only imagine Javon with his drones. One of my guys was so excited. He bought, this was like a year ago. He was so excited. He bought a new drone and he was going out over the lake.
So one thing I noticed.
And I was like, how's your drone? He goes,
is more consistent.
You know, in kind of broken English. He was like, I never saw it again. It just took off and it never came back. So
when I got my first set of KPL sticks, the little pieces of foam on the end were so small that when I would be cleaning something, the little piece of
Palmer, that's what I was thinking. Like, I could take a toothpick and a paper. Like for some reason, I just kind of looked. Like, I don't need to take anything apart. I just need to stick something under there. Like and you can a paper towel probably get, yeah. So you just folded a paper towel. I was just surprised how grimy I've let this thing get. I mean, I try and take care of my stuff, but
you get a pack of these, and this pack is like almost empty. But you get like 10 times more than you get with KPL.
Where'd Mad go?
I'm hiding.
Oh. No, I made myself solo. Let me make myself little again. Hold on. I was just showing you the tip. So has everybody put in compressed air, and it doesn't work as well, but I bought one of these because I was running through compressed air so much. And since I'm a climate change warrior, I didn't want to use compressed air. So I bought this from Amazon, which is it's a 3-speed blower. And I don't know what you're trying to blow out, but it'll blow out bearings. It'll blow out just like what Yoko's got. Yako, it blows all kinds.
I wonder if that works in like an OTF.
Need the machine blower.
I bet it would.
I could just, that's the thing. I never wear I come home and take.
Lou,
whatever watch it is off and then shower. And I just don't even, honestly, it's not a big deal. It's just dirt. I just noticed that it's gotten pretty grimy over the last month.
Anybody that came in late, put hashtag Falcon in the chat because we're going to be drawing here shortly.
Got a pretty nasty comment while we were talking there. I just looked at my YouTube comments. You ever delete comments?
You know what? Not usually. Sometimes I do. Like, I actually deleted one the other day on a video that was like 4 years old. That it was just like, shut up, dude. Just. It was about ammo, and it was just like, oh, dude. Some of these guys, man.
This one was more of just calling me a child molester.
Oh, well, that's just weird.
So I deleted it.
Yeah, like anything inappropriate, I do.
Unless it's from one of these knuckleheads.
Do you guys get comments ever where people just like, it's like they're tagging other people?
No.
It's weird. I've gotten a dozen of them where it's just like, they just say they'll like put 10 or 12 people's name in a comment.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like when somebody like ties a Kroger bag to your car door so that like you can be a target to whoever abductors or whatever. They put a target on you for all the trolls to come in.
Yeah, it's something like. Well, I was trying to be nice to a guy a couple weeks ago. It's just like, just get over it, man. He was a video from like 5 or maybe 5 years ago. Like, dude, I never said that. Like, it was talking about pews, and I said, I never said the gun was bad. I like the gun, but Jesus Christ. And he's like, I was in, there's always those guys. I was in the military and I did this. I'm like, guess what, man? The military did not issue you a Philippine-made 1911.
No.
That's not what you were. That's not what you were issued to carry. So shut up.
I threw my email address up in the chat. Can you see it?
No. Can you send it again?
It's right here on the. I made it big.
I don't see it.
Look on the screen, bottom of the screen.
Oh, I got you.
It's javonsknifeflicks@gmail.com. Just shoot me your address because look, that's what a full pack looks like.
Jesus, how much do you want for that?
Nothing. I'm just going to send it to you with some stickers. I got to send out whoever wins tonight's knife so I can get yours sent out tonight. If you'll send me your address tonight,
do you want any knives to check out?
No, dude, I'm good right now. I get nervous when like I get knives sent to me because I always end up buying something. I always end up selling and buying something.
Oh yeah, I know.
All right, guys, has everybody gotten in that wants in for the CMV Falcon? What did we decide it was? A Karambit?
No, I'm using my work email. If I start getting a bunch of weird porn shit from you, Javon.
Lou's wanting a link to your controversial vid.
Which one?
I guess the one you were talking about when I'd walked off.
I don't controversial vid.
7420.
I don't understand. What controversial vid?
Talking about like a Filipino something.
Oh, just talking about Rock Island Armory 1911. Was it you?
You know what's so bad? And I'm embarrassed to show it, but I show it all the time because I've always openly admitted it's my weakness. The reason that comments don't get me beat down.
It's because you don't read them. He's got thousands. He's got over 1,000 notifications on YouTube.
I can't do it. And it's not because they're bad. It's just because I'll see like the most recent and I'm thinking, man, I've been such a shitty content creator. I mean, if people ask questions, I try to answer them, but I don't see them. I have to go into my comments and actually look at them. And I always
just sent it. Let me know if you get it. Link to your dude. It was like 6 years ago. I have no idea. It was just talking about Rock Island Armory 1911 versus Kimber Repeat. It was like $500. And this was when I was new, like trying like $500 gun to $1,500 gun. Dude, they both work great. And I don't think I said anything bad. Like, I love the Rock Island, and people really take offense to it. Like, this one guy was just really butthurt about it.
Think about
Well,
it.
Which was weird because you're commenting on a video from like 6 years ago. It's like, who cares?
Sometimes you just say something that sets people off.
Yeah, and you almost don't want to answer because you're like, dude, that was 6 years ago, man. Who cares?
Great to see you, Rhodey. Tippy says hi. But
yeah, I
think what happens is people search about a knife and they'll come across a video that you recorded several years later.
Oh,
and to them it's a new post, right?
It's a new post. Like, and I get like, dude, I say dumb shit all the time in videos, and I get it. Like, if it bugs people, but holy Christ, like, does it matter?
I say stuff asking people to argue with me, and all these people in this community do not argue with me. Could see
to qualify that. I read them when I see them come up on my phone, which is very rarely, but I don't get into the comments and read them like I should.
I was gonna say, you don't have to, Javon, because once people become your fan, like, they figure out how to get a hold of you.
Well, and
you're not hard to get a hold of. You just through YouTube comments, you are.
Well, and the reason, and it sounds like an excuse, and it is, but I am atypical brain, and I get overwhelmed hugely. So, like, if
according to Marceau, I don't have to pay Pocket Metal. I just need to send them like a sock full of jizz.
That would be hard to hold jizz in. I would use something more viscous.
Well, I mean, I use socks.
A sock and then a Ziploc bag.
It's got to go across the country. Let's see if I got Scotch's email. I bet I did. I did.
Usually the bad comments I get, which this was included in that same comment, but usually they're talking about how I shouldn't be handling knives. It's like, okay.
Oh, I get all kinds of stuff. I mean, again, I have read them before, but at the same time, the fact that somebody watches it, I'm thankful. I mean, if you want to watch my video and give me a hard time, that's fine. Thank you for watching it. And I'd love to be able to read the comments, and I'd love to be able to reply to all of them. And if I could make my brain go, okay, starting Monday, you're going to reply to every comment.
I don't live like, I just noticed the other day I'm coming up on, I'm still a ways away. It's only taken me like 7 years to get to 5,000 subs. Maybe I'll give something away.
Dude, see, the reason I've been able to give stuff away on every live is because I had so many knives that I didn't carry anymore. And I've still got some that I don't carry anymore. I thought that I'd be able to solicit more knives from companies, but I'm starting to get, not butthurt, but I'm starting to realize that they make their deals early in the year. And I kind of blew it by only going to one day a blade show. But at the time I didn't have, I don't know if they even want me to review their knives, but I'm at the point of where I don't want to ask anymore. I've got a few that'll reach out, and I feel like almost they deserve the attention. And, if people don't want me to review their knives, don't come to me in 6 months and ask me to review your knife and give it a positive review if I don't like it.
So they
I like Petrified Fish doesn't like me.
Because I turn down knives. I mean, I get, like, a lot of people have been talking about those fell halters that are supposed to be really nice knives.
What?
Felt hiders. I've seen a lot of reviewers review these knives called felt hider.
Fell halter? Nottingham?
No, it's a newer knife.
The USA, they make pens. Are you talking about the USA company?
No, I'm probably saying a different name. Hold on. It's probably something a little bit different. Let me see if I can find it. But anyway, they reached out to a bunch of YouTube people, and everybody's like, oh, these knives are great. These knives are great. These knives are great. If I haven't sought out the knife before I ever thought about having a YouTube channel, if it wasn't something that I liked, I'm not going to get excited about it. I'm just not. It's not fell halter. Hold on. I'm going to tell you what it is.
Fell halter does make a knife.
Yeah, they do. And they make a good knife, but it wouldn't be that one because that's not a new knife.
Fell halter does or Nottingham does?
This
It
is a
says
new.
Gecko Timberline fell halter.
Pharaoh
this is-
monster, gingerfish. What the fuck are these guys talking about? Oh, gingerfish is a person in the chat.
All right, let's see. And Fook Doozle, please don't unsub from me. Let's see. All right.
It's a
It
nice
was
looking
called the these guys post so much shit in here.
Damn it, Fookdoozle. Javon needs those subs.
I don't need those subs. Guys, the subs have just been a gift because I post so many shorts. They're not
Yeah,
I
Paul.
don't
Here, I've got a question. So the Fellhalter and Nottingham pens look very similar, and I think there's some like someone used to work for someone, but then like Nottingham makes a knife.
because it's Nottingham Tactical, right?
Yeah, Nottingham. We're back on US, but Nottingham makes a knife that they make, but it's very less George looking. And we haven't been able to find out. I think like, did he design it? Like, it's a very less George VECP looking knife, just kind of shrunk down. My buddy had one. It's a very nice knife.
It's so funny to watch grown men whine.
Who's whining?
No, I'm just reading. I'm not. I didn't say that. Did I say that or did I think that?
You said that. Who's whining?
Oh, yeah. This is just a group. This is a group of people that have channels that talk about different shit that they've experienced, they've seen, that they've done, that they haven't done. Blah blah.
Oh,
Blah.
is that your? Oh, let's talk.
I'm looking for this picture of the. I'm looking for the
Is this
name.
your YouTube drama thing? Is this all the Chinese knife guys?
No, this is everybody from Lefty to touch. I mean, you name them.
All the Chinese knife guys.
I guess you'd call them that. But there's some American knife guys in here too, because you've got like Royal Shambo, who
He's
does
an American knife guy.
Yeah, he doesn't do Chinese anymore.
He sells the knives that China gives him for free, so he can buy American knives.
And that could be true too. And see, I don't believe in that. That's something I have a problem with. Now, I guess if I was getting really, really nice knives, I could understand selling a few, but I feel like those are community property. I feel like those knives, and I'm not going to get into my whole what constitutes the giveaway thing, but I think all those knives should be given away.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, and I'm going to find the name of this fucking
What are
knife.
they arguing about?
Oh, I'm scrolling so fast. It's just whining. It's not arguing. It's whining. And it's people talking about steels and it's just like anything else.
Can we talk about that for a second? I wish Shane was here. I love that people argue about steels.
I find it fascinating. I
get it. And see, that's the thing. Like, I talked about this numerous. Like, I know that's a part of the hobby that some people really get into sharpening.
Hold your thought.
Some people really like steel. Some people really like.
Hold your thought for 1 second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is just a blurb. This is just one blurb out of thousands. Not sure how relevant this data is, since it wasn't that long ago that 58 to 59 on S35 was being claimed acceptable by makers like CRK. But here's some data from the Cedric and Ada spreadsheet. So they go back and forth on all this type of shit, right? So to me, that means, will it cut a box open?
It'll all.
But go ahead.
You know what's funny? Okay.
I'm going to find the knife that I'm trying
This
to.
will cut a box open.
You want to hear a funny story? So when we were at Smoky Mountain Knife Works on vacation, I bought my 5-year-old nephew a wooden case knife that you put together, right? One of those wooden knives.
Yeah.
And he used it to cut a box open. He used it to cut, and it was dull. I mean, Jesus, it was as thick as,
It's a wooden knife.
But it didn't have an edge, and he used the wrong side to cut the tape. I mean, but it still cut the tape.
Yeah.
He used the spine of a wooden knife to cut tape. So these guys I get it. There's and that's what's great about this hobby. Dave and I talk about it all the time. Hey man, like what you like, it's awesome. Like, you might like slip joints, you might like flippers, you might like OTFs, you might like American, you might like China, you might like, I don't care. But I just find it funny, and I can get enjoyment out of laughing at guys who talk about HRC and blade steel all the time until they're blue in the face. And all they use that fucking knife for is to cut open an Amazon box.
And the
funny they have to have the latest and the greatest steel with the optimal heat treat to cut tape.
And
You
there
know
is,
why I like the optimal steel with the optimal heat treat? It's because it resells. That's the only reason.
But
does it
that's
really,
the
or
funny
does
thing.
the
Like
brand and the designer resell?
the most they'll ever do with that knife is cut tape.
Here, that's exactly what they do here.
I mean, and I'm down. That's all I do at home. My knives, they cut tape.
But you use your knives at work.
At
But you're not
work,
using
yeah.
using the latest greatest steels to get a lot of really hard work done. And
But
you're
I'm
not
still using
saving.
MagnaCut at home because that might be what is in the knife I'm carrying, and I cut open an Amazon box. Or last night, I cut some tags off my daughter's Halloween costume with Microtech. What is it? The M390 MK. Guess
Yes.
what? I couldn't tell the difference between that and like whatever this yellow knife is made out of. It all cuts. It all cuts, guys. That's what I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
It does, but I can
And if you're
also
good at
understand.
sharpening,
Yeah, and just enjoy it. And that's why, like RWL34, this knife will stay sharp forever. Because guess what? I'm not going to hard use. Like, it's a nice knife. It could probably be hard used. I'm gonna use it to break down boxes when my wife says take the trash out, and I'm gonna cut shit for my kids. But I have used it at work, and it's great.
Did y'all see this shit? When Tri-States
Scots, we love knives. We love getting our money's worth. Yeah, I get that, Paul. But you'll get your money's worth with any good steel.
you know what I love? I love the Kershaw Bel Air for like $130 on Chicago Knife Works. I can have that little thin MagnaCut that I can't
A
even
live
feel.
wire. I think I'm going to give a live wire.
I've been interested in those. Did y'all see this letter that Tri-State got when they took his channel down for no reason? Did you know about that, Scotch, or were you working?
I don't listen to him.
So Saturday morning, Tri-State gets up. He does a reel. He goes to log on to his YouTube, and not only he doesn't have strikes because he's never had one. His YouTube channel had been removed.
Exactly, Brody.
So he went through, and he made a short or whatever trying to figure it out, and he wasn't going to be able to talk to him until Monday. Well, like Saturday, he got a letter from YouTube.
Wait, time out. Is Mad your son?
Who?
Someone just said that your son needs some blue blocker glasses.
Oh, talking about me?
I think they're comparing. I think they think Mad's your son.
Mad's my buddy.
Oh, not your son.
No.
Okay.
You should have just let it be. You should have just let it be.
But what was I saying? What was I talking about? I was talking about something.
You're talking about
Tri-State
guy who likes to make some money.
The letter was because it was I don't know how accounts get flagged like this, but the letter said, "We're sorry to inform you that we reviewed your channel, and due to multiple violations of sexuality and pornography, we've been forced to remove your channel." So it was something that had nothing to do with anything on his channel, and it was taken down for 2 days. Well, he couldn't live stream. He couldn't do anything. Luckily, he got it back up Sunday before his live.
What does that? Is that like a moral to the story? Like, don't quit your day job and go full-time YouTube?
No, that's exactly right. What it is we are playing in someone else's playground. We can be told to take our toys and go home at any time.
Yeah.
We can be told, just like with Instagram, we're not going to show non-followers your stuff as much as we used to. I tried to do some backup stuff to Rumble. Let's see if we're streaming live on Rumble.
I can't remember I did click on one of his things. He was, and you know what? He was condemning people who get free stuff and sell it.
Who was?
Tri-State. He was like saying like, that's not right.
What?
Why?
But then he said, but I do it for the Christmas show.
Don't even get me started on the Christmas show.
But he said, I don't like it should be given. Like, I don't know what it was. I just kind of had to giggle. Like I had some time. I was on this, and this might've been a month or two ago when I heard him say that. It was like I said, I don't listen, but it was on, so I clicked on and just happened to hear that, and I thought
The funny thing is, I love Cole. I mean, he and I talked last week.
Does he like to have beer?
On each other.
I'll have a beer with him at Vallejo if I ever show up.
And he's a fun guy. Kira's a fun guy, and everybody's different. You got to realize Cole is.
But unless there's something in it for him, like he went to
31, but think about the differences, Scott.
But if there's nothing in it for him, they won't put out makers like
that's right. Like Donnie,
he doesn't get a free knife to show, so he went to, because I did watch all the stuff on Maker Syndicate, all the people who put out stuff for Maker Syndicate. If it was out there, I watched it because Staying Blade Works from Canada, who I've been trying to get one of these fucking knives for over 5 years now, was there. And obviously he didn't want to give Cole a knife for free because Cole spent 3 seconds showing this dude's knives.
No, you ask if you're lucky to get a knife like that for free, you send it back within 5 days. That's the rule. Yeah, it's not that I get to keep it.
Yeah, but if a maker's not even willing to give you a knife, like, did you just call Kara a guy?
I mean, I
got it. Outdoor Wilds on Rumble.
I'm gonna get a beer.
I get it, but I know there are a lot of people in the business, because I've heard from makers who will not look at a knife unless there's something in it for them, whether it's an affiliate link, this, that, and the other. And I can't fault those people because they've got a business plan that they're trying to live up for, and their time is worth, in my opinion, that exposure. I don't operate like that. If I believe that it's a good knife,
I'll benefit from people with large reaches showing their knives, but because it won't do anything for them or they don't get a free knife, you're not going to make it on their channel.
Dude, I had a couple of experiences, and there was one where Cole on a live, he didn't know who Magana Steel was, who Sharif was at the time. And we were in a live stream. Maddie will tell you about this. And we were talking about the Graciaso. And Cole was kind of dogging on it that he hadn't seen it. And he goes, well, why hadn't you checked it out? And he goes, well, and somebody said, well, Banganis is in the chat. And he goes, well, good. Tell him to send me one and I'll review it.
True.
Which, is kind of
like that.
No, it couldn't be. But there's another situation, and I'm not going to name any names, but where I recommended to a buddy of mine who was making knives, somebody who I thought knew a lot about knives, because I know he does, and I'm sure he'd be happy to look at it because he's a nice guy and he's in the community, and found out that he would not look at it unless he was compensated, which really made me think, wow, here's somebody wanting to send you a knife to get your opinion on what they could do better. They're not asking you to write up a report on it. They're not asking you to run it through or spend any time except just give your friendly professional opinion. You know this guy, and I think there's a perception, and it's not wrong, but when I get to a certain place, if you want to play, you've got to pay. I used to get the hardest time for putting links in my videos because I didn't use affiliate links. I still put links in my videos. If I don't have an affiliate link, I want whoever watches the video to be able to go find the knife. So why not just put a knife to Mr.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't wait to get my knife from Donnie so I can go bang Steve's knives.
Can I say what my perspective as a brand new YouTuber is that it's nice that I can get knives from companies from reaching out to them and all of that. That's nice. That helps me out because I don't make a lot of money. So if I wanted to sell a knife, I would do it and I wouldn't feel bad about it. One that they gave me. And I am going to use affiliate links just because I have them.
You should.
But at the same time, if that is the only thing that drives you to make these videos or to engage with this community, that bothers me because
you won't succeed because it's too much.
There's a huge connection here with everybody. That's what it's all about. And then also there's passion involved. Like if you like doing what you're doing, it communicates itself to the screen.
See, that's where when you find out people have tried this before in other genres, like maybe it be guns and it didn't work out. Maybe it was
bikes or pins,
camera equipment or whatever. And now they settled on knives. then it's like, really, you're just doing this to do this to make money.
Keep in mind,
fine, but you need to be honest and up front. Like,
and a lot of it, if we think about,
I'm a bin builder. I do this for fun.
I'm older than you.
I have a day job.
Right. And I've had a day job up till just recently, but we're older people, right? So we didn't grow up in a social media economy where a lot of these kids, I've got a partner that works down in Montgomery in the ad agency that I'm working with, whose son is a professional bass fisherman. He's like 15 or 16. And what he wants to do is to be, they call it being an influencer.
Yeah.
And but it's not an influencer. To me, I'm just sharing thoughts. I don't like the word influencer, but he wants to do bass fishing. And that's what everybody, and if you look at the age of some of these YouTubers like Cole, they came from that generation of watching Logan Paul and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't, luckily. All right, guys, everybody put in Falcon because I'm getting ready to draw.
Hold on, wait. How do you do? Oh, I can't do it from, hold on.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
I got to do it from my phone, and now I fucked it up.
Real quick and see, make sure Stevie and them, they might not be going live, if which case we're good. But I bet they are.
Poor Fook just wants to go to bed.
They're live in 10 minutes. All right, Fook, you're going to win.
I just sent that as I'm an idiot. I just sent my hashtag to a buddy instead of putting it on your comment section.
Yeah, I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do, and then you can decide to do it. I'm going to go hashtag Falcon.
Well, wait.
And then you can do it too, and then you have 2 chances. I know Stevie and Satisfaction are live in 10 minutes, and we're about to get out of here, guys. So everybody throw in Falcon. Everybody throw in Falcon. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here we go. Here we go.
Whoop, whoop, is it 2 Ds? Sorry. And hey, Mad? Is it Mad?
Yeah, Tyler.
It's a pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, it's good to meet you.
I've heard you on a couple of them. I'm kind of an acquired taste. I can be kind of a dick. But
no, you're one of the first guys I followed because I like your fucking style. You tell it like it is. You're real.
Yeah,
you're authentic. And authentic is what some people seek out. Some people don't seek out authentic, and that's good. That's why that's like liking different types of knives. All right, guys.
I can appreciate somebody that has an opinion and doesn't care, you know.
And somebody who's put their money where their mouth is over and over and over, and has lived these knives. And has traded these knives. Here we go, guys. Good luck. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It is going to be brand new American B&A.
B&A. Congratulations, brand new American.
Congrats.
God, and you know what's difficult? Marisol, he's got like 3 different. I know his real name, I know his YouTube name, and I know his 4. I know his Facebook. I know his YouTube. I know his what was I gonna say?
Where to go, brand new American? Instagram. Shoot me an email, buddy. Nope, I hit the wrong one. Where'd I go? There I am. Boom. Shoot me an email. I think I've got your address, but I'm always concerned that people might move. So just shoot me an email. I'm gonna.
Is Maddie and them on tonight? I might.
Yeah, they're on in 5 minutes, so we're about to blow out of here. I'm gonna write down. Brand new American is a bot. Where is that loser? See, I feel so bad pulling the rug out from under somebody that's here every single time I go live. So B&A is protected class, and there are a lot of you that are protected class. If I don't know you, or I haven't seen you, if I saw Palmer, if I saw Lee, if I saw Acid Test Kids, Neil.
I can't wait.
Most of these people, you guys, that's why I love our lives, is we have the same small group of people, great group of people every week.
I hope Pocket Metal's listening to this because I can't wait until he sends me the painting. I'll have his name and I'll have his address. And this winter, when I have some spare time on my hands, I might just drive down south and kidnap Javon and just drop him off on Pocket Metal's porch.
Dude, I'll meet you halfway if you take me out there, and I'll take my freaking. Oh, you have 40 minutes till said faction, not 5. Why did it say 10 minutes on mine? Hold on a second.
You get to my house, Javon. We'll make the road trip out there, and I'll just tape you up and ring the doorbell and leave.
He would freak out. I'll tell you who would freak out is Shimmyette.
Yeah.
One waiting scheduled for 2/11 at what is 00.10. So if I do 12, so that's 10, that's 12:10. Is 00.10.
What time is it? What time do they go live?
It says at 00.10, which makes me think that's military time for like 12:10, or is that not right?
Well, no.
No,
Wouldn't 12:10 be 12?
Let me see what it says. If I go
12:10
live
is
in
12:10.
40 minutes. So 40 minutes and 6 seconds.
So they're going later?
Well, they're going normal. They don't adjust time because Arizona doesn't change from
I don't think I've been on. Do you remember that dude I talked that it was scamming people in the Medford groups?
Yes, I saw your video about
God
him.
damn, dude. And then he messaged my buddy. Finally, he hasn't talked to him in a year. And it was 2 weeks ago now. He's like, your knives will be in the mail next week. That was 2 weeks ago. This dude's such a fucking liar.
But hey, if he's thinking about it, there's a chance
they're gone.
I need to find out because Dopey had some knives, something had happened, and he got the 2 knives back to KC because I reached out to him because Dopey's in Huntsville, and I need to find out if he sent them to. There was one other knife that was going to a guy who took him to Blade Show, Texas, and then they had a falling out after Blade Show, Texas. But this guy, when you said drove like 5 hours out of his way to pick up Dopey to take him to Texas. So,
how's your girlfriend, by the way?
Huh?
How's your girlfriend?
Tippy?
No. Drama EDC.
Drama EDC.
I'll think about it, Lou.
Are we talking about the one that I will not watch? Who gets like 1,000? Are you talking about Erica?
Yeah.
She put up a video the other day about 3V testing, and she's only going to review custom knives now.
I don't know. I just every once in a while it pops up, and whenever it pops up, I think of you.
Her newest news is, which to me is, it's. Let me tell you why I find it suspicious. Because these are knives, custom knife makers who are making knives that she is helping design, but is evidently making or allegedly making no money off of.
Yeah. Which is the dumbest thing ever. Like,
she's no longer going to review production knives because of inconsistent heat treats, this, that, and the other. And I don't know if she realizes, but I would think that the majority of the community is not buying production knives by choice. They're buying them because they're available, they're decent, and they're affordable. To some extent, where a custom might be out of the range.
I find it weird, like you, me, and Pocket Metal have talked about it before. Like you don't want to hate, but at sometimes, like I see her as I would look at my daughters, right? My older 3.
She's got a very bad attitude. That's how I look at her with my daughter. Like, you can't go through life thinking that you're owed something or you're going to fucking fail.
You want to shake them. You want to shake them. Like, she's
you want to give her some dad advice.
This isn't speaking bad, but as a parent, and she likes to throw out how she's had a hard life.
Because she's a good person, I think, at the core.
I think so too. But I think
good person.
It goes back years of just bad decisions. Bad decisions.
Outlook is flawed.
About having to live in trailers or quitting your job because REC promised you a job, and then it's just one bad decision after another. And as a father, you just want to shake her shoulders and go, guess what?
But as a father, we also know that gets us nowhere.
Being an influencer isn't going to get you anywhere.
No, I agree. And see,
being an influencer that brags about not making money, being an influencer isn't going to get you anywhere.
No, and she had Notorious EDC, which was gaining momentum, and then she made a video about Metal Complex talking about how he was a sellout and just throwing grease on other YouTubers.
Yeah, hey man, guess what? There's a lot of sellouts, and I'll call them out too.
Sure, there are a ton of them. Half of the people literally sell on YouTube.
But you can't be self-righteous, and you can't be
the community. Then she left. She said, "I'm leaving the knife community."
Tell people how you suck at life and how the world's against you when you keep making bad decisions. Guess what? McDonald's is paying $20 an hour.
Well, she has videos
because you want to be a dog trainer or whatever.
Leaving the knife community because the knife community is full of phonies, and she's talking about collectively. She didn't call out a group of people, and then
But
she
she
talked
keeps
about
knife nut. She keeps bragging about that.
Who are you guys talking about?
And it's not a badge of
ultimately,
honor. Guess what? You can't keep telling people how poor you are and how life sucks and you can't make your leather company work and your landlord's kicking you out when you constantly make one dumb decision after another.
No,
in
you've
life.
got to take personal responsibility. You've
Yes.
got to
You can't
do
brag about how you're not going to monetize because you're better than everybody else, and then keep making stupid life decisions.
And then there's weird videos that you can go back and watch where she spends an hour showing $100 to $300 sweatshirts that she's been testing from different USA manufacturers.
I've got dream jobs too. I want to be a race car driver. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Sometimes you just got to work.
I want to be Spider-Man.
If you're not going to make, if you got to follow, if she's the perfect example, she's got a following on YouTube. And if you're not willing to make money off of it, then quit living pipe dreams and then complaining about things that keep falling through.
But you got to be positive.
Go work at McDonald's. Guess what? You can't work
into it to alienate people. You can't go into it to be a contrarian.
Oh, I want to go fast too. Ricky Bobby.
We can all be contrarians and have thoughts that are the antithesis of what a lot of people think, but to go in it and basically only talk to half of your potential audience, to me, is just a flaw. Because again, I think the knife community is rich of a lot of personalities that I've learned from. I don't align with all of them, but I can appreciate all of them for what they are. And it's just there. I don't know what turns people.
Lou, I as a father of
the way that they are
17-year-olds, I look at her and look at them and look at dumb life decisions. And
Lou, I don't have a problem with their videos.
And say you need to grow up.
It's just sometimes the attitude, and I do feel for her, and I do know it comes from a place of true trauma, and I do believe that. But there's also some really nasty.
You can't put that out on the internet and not expect.
Right.
Like, you can't say that, like, that's like me saying,
or the whole throwing the
when you keep talking about your past or keep talking about that would be like me talking. Not a lot of people know this. I have triplet 17-year-olds. 2 of them have had cancer.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
That's a lot to deal with, man.
It is. And if I keep talking about it and put like, you get what I'm saying? Like I'm taking
don't want to put that in the universe.
First experience of my life
and put it in the universe.
Like hers being homeless or whatever. And if you keep fucking putting that out there, that's all you are.
And it's self-perpetuating in a way. It is. You're exactly right. And the thing, I think there's a lot, and I understand this because I don't deal with it on a severe level, but I think there's a lot of not necessarily bipolar, but depression, manic pain, and the video camera is her outlet.
That's hard because like she has the opportunity to make money. She's complaining about not having any money, and she can make money, but she doesn't. Well, you keep talking about you're ethical and you're the cream of the crop in YouTube world, and you can't be bought or paid for by a Chinese company, then God damn it, make some fucking money and quit living in a trailer and quit talking about it. I mean,
she's very ambitious and she's got a lot of things. She can do a lot of things that I don't do and don't aspire to do. And, I'd love to see her succeed. Like I told, and he didn't read it, but in Mel Complex's chat tonight, and I'm not a huge fan, but I do appreciate what he's doing because I do believe a rising tide lifts all boats. So if you're,
it was, and you know what? At one point, I was so pissed off, I was going to throw, hey, I'll give you this much money to move to Nebraska. You want to learn how to make grain bins? Put your money where your mouth is. Oh wait, it's not making videos for REC. You're not going to be allowed to make videos. You're going to fucking work. Are you ready to work? Like, do you want to work for money?
I'll almost do a friendly bet with you, but it only could be for $5 because I'm broke. I almost think Erica's a worker. I think Erica gets up early with a hammer. I think Erica would surprise you on a job site. I could be wrong.
I don't doubt it, but I don't think someone could. I'm sure she's gotten job offers,
That's
but I could
probably not
offer a
what
certain
she
amount of
said.
money. She's not going to move here and do this.
Because it's not her passion.
No, but
And
it would solve her
sometimes we have to
financial
work.
problems.
Sometimes we have to work.
Do you want to solve your financial? Sometimes do you have to just suck it up and solve your financial problems
Absolutely. To
so
enjoy
you
your
can get to
passion.
where you are, right?
So you can enjoy your
Like she
passion.
could
The
go
only
make
reason,
$20 an hour at McDonald's for 2 years, save her fucking money, and do what she wants to do then.
and you're exactly right. I mean, for me, up until recently, everything I worked for was for my family, for my hobbies, for my bills. It's not because I enjoyed it, but loved what I did. I love what I do when I'm doing it for fun. It's different when you're doing it for fun and you're doing it wondering if you're going to get a video that goes viral. I've never had a video go viral, nor do I really shoot for a viral video because I think you almost have to be either controversial or have a clickbaity title or have something that's going to piss a lot of people off. And I'm just not into pissing people off. If there was something going on that was sketchy that I felt needed to be called out for the betterment of the good, I would. But it's just not the way I'm wired. So I just plug along at it and enjoy it because I enjoy meeting the people.
Are those Buckeyes?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Buckeye fan?
Oh yeah, OH.
Did you watch the Nebraska game last weekend? You guys,
Yeah.
we got screwed.
I was actually rooting for Nebraska last weekend
It was
because
a
Ohio
good
State kind of
game.
pissed
It
me
was a
off
good
already.
game, actually.
But it's like if they're not going to show up, then at least like let somebody who, I don't know.
It was a good game. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just
They're
he looked
rivalry.
bored, Javon, and we had to.
No,
I
you
saw the
don't.
Buckeyes, and I thought, oh wait, he's from Ohio. Fuck Ohio.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I'm drinking this. We got Penn State tomorrow, and that's not going to be good, I don't think.
Hopefully it will be. If they rebuilt, see, I don't follow. My sponsor told me, my AA sponsor, about 6 years ago, because I relapsed or anything, but I had a hard time watching Auburn football because they just were sucking so bad and I'm so invested. He goes, dude, you can't watch it. They're kids. They're kids younger than your daughter out there doing their very best under a system that's fueled by money and greed. Don't worry about it. Just,
even worse so now than ever.
Oh yeah. It's just, and these little guys and gals, or I guess gals, or maybe there's some gals playing, but they've got so much pressure on them. I mean, think about that. I can remember going to class summer semester or summer quarter, and those kids would be on the field. They were always on the field. And everybody talked about how they had special treatment, this, that, and the other. Maybe, but they worked their fucking asses off. I don't care. Maybe they weren't studying it up, but they were busting their asses. Lou says, I'd like to see Erica with Yako's mullet. You know who I miss and who I liked her take, and I don't know what's going on with her, is Nicole. Erica used to have Nicole as a roommate.
Yeah, and you don't want to bet. Like, I'm not like, I like to call people. I'm kind of like Shane, but not Shane. Like,
I've never seen Erica's channel even pop up in my feed.
You like to poke fun at people who just like, and people can poke fun at me, like, but I think I put my money where my mouth is. Like, I don't give a shit about steel. I'm going to use a knife, and
I don't try to be anybody I'm not. So that keeps it.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't watch her, but it's like, I don't know. She must like, does she trend or something? Because all of a sudden, like, YouTube will like, look at this video, and I'm in my trailer. I'm like, oh, this is the end, or something. Like, it's not all of her videos. It's just like the ones that like she makes that are kind of catastrophic for some reason or whatever.
People are attracted to watching the train wreck.
Called now?
Well, that's what YouTube suggests. It's like, this is the end, or
what's her? Yeah, well, she's got clickbaity titles. But what's her channel called? It's not Notorious EDC. It's
Erica's EDC.
Is it?
But didn't she? I mean, it's always like it's just like a train wreck. It seems like it's like. And here's the thing, like, I quit my job. I'm going to be a leather worker. I don't know. Do leather workers?
There's not a lot of
Unless you're really
margin
good,
there.
are you a full-time leather worker?
There's not a lot of margin there. Y'all check
I'm a
this
leather
channel
worker.
And then
out.
it's like
Give her a
So
sub. It's
how
not
much? How
popular
many
yet,
of those would you need to like support yourself full time?
I'd
Yeah,
probably have
I
to make 500 of them a month.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh no, my landlord watched my video and he's kicking me out. Why does your
Well, I make
landlord know
one-
you have a fucking YouTube channel?
I
Guess
mean,
what? Don't
she-
fucking tell your fucking landlord. Don't tell your landlord. Don't tell your fucking employer. Like, what the fuck?
she's
People
got
should know
one thing
those
I'll
things.
tell her, because I don't. She's got a very, very loyal and engaged audience.
Oh,
Because
and they're
she gets a ton
if they
of
find out we're
views.
talking bad about her, we're all be
We're not
canceled.
talking bad about her. I'm just she gets a ton of views and she gets a ton of comments.
Yeah.
I've
think
never
the stuff
I've
I've
never
seen, she
gotten
needs to grow the
anything
fuck
with
up.
negativity.
No, I feel the same thing. I mean, a lot of
Negativity pushes
this has
everything
to
away
stop.
from
I
me.
mean, look at these titles. This has to stop. It's going to be my mission.
She
My
gets
biggest
views
issue
because
with knife
people want to
maker.
see her life fall apart.
No, they want to see her. I think her stick is kind of like, and I'm not even going to say his name because it'll look like I'm comparing him to her. I'm not. But she's got a. I know that people come to me when I've got what I consider to be a real
How's it going,
problem.
fam? Welcome back to Eric
Somebody else.
CNC, and today we're
So she's
meant to cut. A knife is a wedge,
and this is
and
what
it
she's
has
talking
a
about.
sharp edge at the apex to separate materials
about
very efficiently.
Huge
Right?
knives that doesn't cut.
There are all sorts of splitting tools in the world. We have axes and hatchets and tomahawks and splitting mauls, and all of them are meant.
But she talks
This
about
one is
this knife
actually
doesn't cut. But anyway,
or a little bit of unevenness. That's
she also did a review on the TRM Redline Fixie, which is how I was able to reach out to them and say, I'd really like to try that out to see if it's as bad as she says. Because she whacked it into her concrete floor when she was
Hi,
testing.
Karen.
Yeah, right here. Let's see if this is it.
one in a hot second, so we're going to do one today. It didn't.
No, she hated it. Let me find where she actually whacks it into her concrete floor after she batons it. And it fails. She calls it a failure because it chips.
Kevin Smith, and I said that's why I want to hook him up.
Steel for toughness.
I love
Right.
when people get so offended.
She's about to whack it into the concrete. Hear it hit the concrete?
Awesome.
Hold on.
We just send it in and they'll replace
Listen to it hit the concrete.
Great warranty.
You watch more of her videos than I've seen,
Awesome.
I think.
Okay, so let's kind of
That's
see
iffy. Now watch the TRM.
if that did anything. It should not have really well, but I'm going to tell you right
Even
now.
Watch this. She's going into the.
Can you see that? I hope that the camera's
Close.
catching it before it fades.
There's close
Here,
for people.
here. Hot spots instantly.
And you're one of them, buddy.
Because extremely uncomfortable, unfortunately.
I got no hot spots
Like,
on it.
I can't
right
wait to baton with
here on my
Shane's
knuckle.
knife and just fucking just
splits.
crash him.
I wouldn't baton with Shane's
Yeah,
knife.
that handle does not.
Have you seen the pocket sword he made me?
Dude, that's
Isn't he
awesome.
having them hardened to like 65?
I don't know.
if it's gonna focus.
I don't care. I don't care what HRC is. I'm just going to
Okay,
smash
so
it
look
against
right
a
at the
tree.
very front here, guys.
Okay.
That's where I whacked it.
I'll
into the
watch
You can
that.
concrete.
actually hear it. See that chipping? All of that chipping right through there.
That's where I hit it on the concrete, but I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I hit
Anyway,
my Z-Wear on concrete and I said it chipped a little and it was my fault.
But that's how people get views. If you look at, and there are a lot of my friend YouTubers who do the same thing. They do it successfully, and I look at the trends.
What's Kevin Smith batten on concrete 2 Scotch? Batten?
Baton.
Baton? I was just an idiot, and I was mad, and because I knew the parts, we were short parts.
Funny story.
I just cut through this box, and it just went right into the concrete. I thought,
I actually do not
sucks.
have a problem with Erica and Shane. If y'all know Edgy American, Shane, he and Erica
find it funny.
mortal enemies, and I forget who reached
Who's
out
mortal
to
enemies? Shane's mortal enemies with her?
America used to be.
Oh.
And somebody said, y'all are so much in common. I forget who it was. You need to reach out to her and make peace. And Shane DM'd her. And they started DMing back and forth, ribbing each other, but they were kind of friends. And I saw a different side of Erica because Shane would call me and read me her messages where she'd say, well, listen, fucker. You know, but she was joking. She was actually being personable. So I think there's a lot to be said for.
I think, as like I said, as she's close to my daughter. How old is she? Someone says she's 20 something.
I don't know. My daughter's 23, but I do feel.
I don't know. As an almost 50-year-old man, I see her and I hear her tales of just fucking heartache all the time, and you just want to shake her shoulders and say,
if she
"Grow
changed
the fuck up, get a job." I keep hearing this, like, you know, I don't have nothing against her. I just see the tragedy, and you're like, you want to fucking just say,
well, she's so young, and I'm sure she feels, because I know how I felt when I was that age. You feel like you're kind of old, like shit's kind of slipped you by, but you're really so young.
You're so,
dude, you don't realize how many times you're going to change career.
I'm an idiot now, but at that age, I was, yeah, I was an idiot. So,
me too.
Couple of years.
Well, guys,
yes.
A few years ago.
Can you imagine Javon and Erica? Melissa Backwoods would be really upset at Javon if he stepped out on her.
I'd love to start a thing with Melissa Backwoods. I think she's fascinating. I'd like to hear some of her stories.
Fascinates me too.
I think we should just tape a baby gate to your car door so you can just travel the country and start visiting other YouTubers.
There you go. Hey, do y'all
just make it a traveling scene?
Do y'all know if she has any books or anything where she's written her stories of any of her like weirdest experiences on those shows? Because she did like 3 of them. She did like 2.
It's called Playboy.
Ooh, she hadn't done that, has she?
I don't know. I thought you were out there I thought you were testing the waters, hoping someone would say
Backwoods. I'm sure there are AI ones out there. She's got her own website.
So what kind of hanks do you make, Matt? Like, I've heard you, sorry, I haven't watched the videos. Like, I fall asleep to you guys, or I listen to you guys driving the last couple times you guys been on. People are always giving me shit because my glasses are dirty. And I heard you say something about they clean glasses.
What's that?
They're 12 by 12 hanks. They're 11 by 11, and they have like a microfiber on the back. I do that with any fabric I can find.
For 21 days in the Amazon.
What do you got now available?
Let's see.
Look how skinny you got after the Amazon. Only 21 days.
That doesn't look comfortable.
Let's find out what else we got with that. Let's go to images. Because I don't find her that. I mean, I've never seen her as all that.
Scotch, I've got a bunch of like paisley flowers, waves, and I've got like a Punisher hank, and a horror movies hank. A lot of vintage fabrics.
What is a vintage fabric?
Those
it literally was made in like the 70s or 80s.
Oh, okay.
It's in good shape. It's just like old school style, old school.
One thing I'll say about her, because I met her in person, she's got crazy eyes.
Who?
She got crazy eyes. I can tell that.
I've gotten some. I've had some.
Wait, what's your? God dang! It's
I've
on
had
Etsy?
some experiences with crazy
You want
eyes.
me to order on Etsy or from you? Does Etsy take a cut?
Etsy takes a cut, but you get a good deal there. You can order from me.
Yeah, you probably get
on Instagram, and I'll just pay you PayPal.
Okay. I'm surprised they don't have you on there.
But yeah, Melissa Backwoods is legit what I would consider bushcrafter, survivalist. I don't think she was just put on that show because she was a pretty face. I think it probably helped her in her casting. But I remember watching some of the highlights after I met her at the first Blade show, and dude, she was sucking it up in rain and mud and just eating fucking leeches. I mean, chick's ballsy. Not that eating leeches is the thing we all want to adhere to, Well, guys, it is Stevie time. We're 10
What's
minutes
your-
away. Go
What's your
ahead.
Instagram.
Scotch and things.
Here, I'll put it in the let me drop it in the chat.
Yeah, shoot me what you got available. I'll buy one tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Scotch is the man. He always supports people.
I appreciate that.
Dude, is that your Medford stuck in that pumpkin?
Yeah.
I like it. Here's Scotch and things if you want to follow him, guys, in the chat. And I'm going to drop his YouTube in there too. Because if you're not following him on YouTube, which I know most of you are, one of the most, I think, entertaining. He and Satu Dave are my two favorites on just pontificating about knives and knife life. Knife life being the reality of our addiction.
It is an addiction. I'm trying, like I said, I'm going to list like 10 or 15 knives to sell this weekend. Trying to cut down. But guys, if you saved up for a couple months, you could get a custom knife to your spec.
It's true. I
It
learned.
is. Javon learned that. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, you could save up for a couple months
and just forgo your budget knives and just let it tally up, and pretty soon you'll have the money. There's Scotch's YouTube. Did Brand New American ever come back in?
No, he said
yeah, he did.
Poland.
DNA came back.
Was it cutting out? I need to put on my you know what I haven't used tonight?
Loser.
My effects. God damn it.
Wow.
What kind of fun is that? And I downloaded a new one tonight. Which one did I download? Hold on. Let me find it. And then we'll peace out. Where was it?
Ed, the knife market is really soft right now. So
It is. It's a buyer's market for sure.
It is definitely a buyer's market.
I know I've bought some nice knives, but there's so many nice knives out there. I just blow through my money like pretty quick. I got a Chupacabra for $165.
That's a good knife, but you want to. I mean,
wait. Oh, the tactile turn, not the Old Dominion Knife Works.
But if you hold out,
I was gonna say, holy shit, you got an Old Dominion Knife Works for $165.
You can buy those nicer knives for
that's
still
more like an
very
$800 knife.
I don't know what they cost around there. It's a handmade custom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big knife.
Hey, sharp, David, Paul. I can't stop buying them either. All right, kids, I am rolling out. We're gonna catch y'all over.
You're gonna get taco pizza?
No, not tonight. Notice I didn't put up my.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought so. Is that like your?
That's my calling.
What did the swingers put up back in the day? Like a red light bulb or something?
Pineapple, right? Wasn't it pineapples?
I don't know what it was, but so
it's gonna be mushrooms. See that? That's back when I used to do my first live streams, and I was always just trimming balls.
Exactly, Snowtrog. We just talked about that. Go listen to Meat in the Mayhem on Spotify or wherever podcasts. I don't even know what it's on.
That's true, Mersalt. And I think Medfords are pretty cheap on the secondary too. But yeah, guys.
Speaking of flooding the market, here's my design that's going to be out next year from Concept.
I can't see it.
I can see
I can see it, but it's blurry.
Yeah, the blades.
It's dark. Light. Is that wood?
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I think I asked for wood, but my Carta would be fine.
You need to talk to Shane.
Have a good knife, buddy.
You want to make a little bit more money, Shane?
Y'all go check out
on
Lucky Dog Knives and look at the Ranch Dog and the Guard Dog. I'm gonna drop a link in here. Andrew and David teamed up to come up with some really cool knives. That's why I don't design knives, because there's so many small fixed blades that are designed just so cool. But this right here will show you these knives right here. And it looks like the micarta and the Wingay is sold out, but the bone and black and the American trout, which I really like. The American trout. Let me show you this real quick. Then we got to go because I don't want to cut into Stevie.
Matt, throw your knife up again real quick. Make them big.
Eric, actually, can you just share can I share something on my screen?
Yep. Hold on. Let me share this real quick and just show what I got here. So this
Is that a slip joint?
No, this is the fixed blade. This is just
shit.
like that fixed blade I just showed you. It's 7 inches.
Slip joint.
Dude, they are so good. And then this is the guard dog. Also a little knife. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. You can share now. And that is, if you just go to Lucky Dog Knife Company and click on knives, you can look at them. Can't end the stream without the Be Kind closer. Oh, Paul, we're not there yet. We're gonna be kind. We're gonna look out to the guy or gal to our left. We're gonna look out to the guy or gal to our right. I like it. How thick is it? Like a half inch?
Can you actually get a finger in that choil though?
That choil looks thin.
That was the intention. They have this is the first sketch. They have redesigned it slightly.
Because you could roll back that bolster a little bit too and integrate that choil into the bolster.
I think we did. I can't show you what they sent me.
Dude, it's an interesting knife. I like it. I mean, I love people coming up with designs. I mean, I'm not a designer.
My whole thing was I just saw a lot of opportunity, and I just went ahead.
Reach out to me sometime.
Go for it. I don't
ranch dog.
Hey, but just know, like, get a hold of Shane, because if you want to put in a little elbow grease, there's American companies that'll cut every single piece of that for you.
All right.
Yeah, and there are people like
Donnie. It's a good call because I have a few knives.
I think Donnie would sit and talk to you for a little while and give you some basics. He strikes me as a really nice guy. I don't know.
You don't have to make it. Like, I mean, because I think it takes some. I don't know what skill that. Like Donnie's skill level is insane. Like,
well, I sent one of my designs to
knows
Donnie.
companies in America. They will. You give them that, and they will give you that exact knife and just parts, and all you got to do is put it together.
Right on. Yeah.
Guys,
I mean, that would definitely be something I'm looking for, but that costs. I couldn't buy any knives.
We've overshot our time. Stevie and them are starting, so y'all head over there. We will catch each other tomorrow if y'all want to come hang. And if not, I will see y'all Tuesday. I love each and every one of you. Do me a huge, huge favor. Look out for the kids to your left, kids to your right, each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. Make love, not war. Look out for everybody, including yourselves. Until we meet again, peace.
Sex.